I
Hey,
feel
Polkarinos, it's Elijah here. Today we'll be watching M9 from Outer Space and Glenn or Glenda.
I like how in Plan 9 from Outer Space, they go through their first 8 plans before settling on the ninth one, which is the best of the plans,
Yep.
which, like the other 8 didn't involve outer space.
Yeah, which was really the key flaw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Spend about 3 hours of the movie on the first 8 plans, and then there's only 30 minutes about Plan 9 actually.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I thought that, the ending twist where they decide to enact Plan 10 from outer space, I thought that was a very good addition to the film, I think.
Yeah.
Very
Like
true.
it's interesting because usually in movies and stuff, they're like Plan A and Plan B. Like it's strange that they would use a different numbering system. I
Yeah,
think since
it's all
it,
due to like numerology and the occult and stuff.
yep.
It's very symbolic.
Makes perfect sense.
Yep.
And I like how Glenn or Glenda goes into their stance on trans rights.
I I mean that's honestly sort of what the movie's like actually about.
Oh well, cool.
You gotta get worse at guessing.
Yep.
I don't know, man. It's something.
I like how Glenn and Glenda fall in love.
Yep. Fall in love with herself. Yeah.
Yep.
It's very beautiful.
A whack multiple personality thing.
I mean, it's a weird movie. I'll give you that. But anyway, hello, Folkerinos. Well, I bet you haven't heard those words yet on this stream. As you might have guessed, YouTubers.
Diaper Dungeon.
Yep, we've got one extra person here. Say hello, dude.
Hi, I'm Rachel.
Yeah.
I don't
But
have
yeah.
much more than that.
Oh man. But anyway, yep. Rachel's gonna be joining us for this particular stream because this is a special stream because I mean today's not my birthday and the day we're gonna be uploading this is not our birthday.
Definitely not your birthday.
But
Elijah celebrates his birth week.
yeah, it's my birth week.
Start off on Friday of last week drinking, and then drink some more the next day, and then we'll get up and have brunch.
Yep,
Which
drink
involves
my own.
drinking.
Yep, drink my own piss.
To drink your own piss,
The Bear
like
Grylls
the
way.
pros do.
Yeah. Yep. But yeah.
Like Markiplier does. Did you know that he can turn his feet around?
Mamma mia. Sounds sexy.
Yep.
That's gotta be a real turn on.
He can turn them 360 degrees.
Yep. but yeah. So in honor of that, we got a special stream for y'all. We're gonna be doing instead of video games because video games suck now. They're overrated.
They're
We're
out.
gonna yep. We're gonna be watching some classic films, which we've already mentioned, which are Plan 9 from Outer Space, as well as the other classic film of this director, whose name is Ed Wood, and maybe it's like Edward G. Wood Jr., which is his full name.
Yeah.
Glenn or Glenda. Both of them are just absolute works of genius. And, we're going to be doing the whole Mystery Science Theater 3000 bullshit over them. Just as one does.
Weird gumball machines or whatever.
Yeah.
Isn't this guy a talking gumball machine? The
Yeah.
other guy's a vacuum cleaner or something.
Yeah.
Basically.
Cool.
This is really like the episode for anyone who loves going to the movie theater and then having someone talk through it for the whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
I
It's
like
very
that.
good. Yep. I mean, the movies are in the public domain, so if they don't want to watch it like this, they could go elsewhere. Screw you, fans.
Yep.
Yep.
They've also had like a lot of years to watch it at this point.
That's true.
To be honest. Yep. But, yeah.
Spoilers.
But anyway, we might as well get started on Plaid 9 from Outer Space. Well, first I need to share the screen with y'all. So
That would help.
Yep.
We should
You
all
get
play
to
it.
imagine what the movie is like as I'm describing it.
We should all play it individually on our TV, and then the lag will just make beautiful music.
Yep.
We all play at the same time.
Yep.
It's like quadraphonic,
Yep.
like Zyrika.
Aw, snap. Yeah, man. Greatest album of our generation.
Oh, yeah, have you heard it?
Yeah, I actually have.
In octaphonic or whatever, though?
Not quite like that. I just, like ripped the CDs or whatever onto my computer and layered all the tracks on top of each other. So it's
Gotcha.
basically almost the correct experience. But
Yeah.
Yeah, so Rachel, if you haven't listened to the album Zyrika by the Flaming Lips, it's basically this 4 CD album which you have to listen to in order.
Ah.
Yep.
I thought you were supposed to listen to them all at the same time.
Don't tell her that. Jeez.
Oh. Well,
When
you.
reveals a hidden message.
Yep.
Yeah. But you play it backwards, it sounds like a bunch of
Crap.
nonsense.
But it could be satanic nonsense.
Yeah.
Oh, snap. You're on to something, Rachel. But yeah, alright. Plan 9 from Outer Space. Damn. For a second here, our YouTube folks will be seeing a video of YouTube while they're watching this video on YouTube. So that's wild. Whoa.
Well,
Okay, let's start here. All right, 1, 2, 3, go. DCA. Chriswell predicts what? This is beautiful.
Greetings, my friend. We are all interested in the future, for that is where you and I are going to spend the rest of our lives.
It's deep.
And remember, my friend,
It's got a
future
point.
events such as these will affect you in the future.
Oh shit, really?
You are interested in the unknown, the mysterious, the unexplainable. That is why you are here. And now, for the
No, we're
first
not.
time, we are
Oh
bringing
god,
to
yeah,
you
we gotta go.
the
It's
full
not for us.
story of what happened on that fateful day.
Wait, isn't
We
this
are
about the
giving you
future?
all the evidence, based only on the secret testimony of the miserable souls who survived this terrifying ordeal. The incidents, the places. My friend, we cannot keep this a secret any longer. Let us punish the guilty. Let us reward the innocent. My
What is
friend,
this supposed to mean?
can your heart stand the shocking facts about grave robbers from outer space?
Honestly, it probably can, to be honest. Oh, snap.
Whoa. This is kind of like Twilight Zone, but if Twilight Zone wasn't scary.
I like how the gravestone has multiple names on it.
It's wild. Ah, snap. Plan 9
Oh
from
shit,
outer
that's the
space.
movie.
Oh, crap.
Whoa.
Man, love gay rights. All these poor souls had to work on this movie. Bela Lugosi, I hear he is like a zombie or something. Oh snap! Dick Cheney did the wardrobe. Oh snap!
Oh shit.
Wow.
Wasn't he like busy?
Berg. J. Edward. I almost read that as Jedward for a second. Oh, snap. The greatest auteur of our time, Edward. Did I say G Wood? D Wood. Damn.
All of us on this earth know that
Why is
there
this
a
music so
time to
cheerful?
live, and that there is a time to die. Yet
Aw.
death is always a shock to those left behind. It is even
depressing.
more of a shock when death, the proud brother, comes suddenly without warning.
Oops, that's my formaldehyde
Just
handkerchief.
at sundown, a small group gathered in silent prayer around the newly opened grave of the beloved wife of an elderly man. Sundown of the day, yet also the sundown of the old man's heart. For the
Deep.
shadows of grief clouded his very reason.
Damn, dumbass.
What are those hats called? I feel like they're like Irish douchebag hats, but I've never like known the
The
actual
funeral
name
over.
of them.
The saddened group
Who knows?
left the graveside.
I think they're like golf hats or something.
Golf hats. They don't
Maybe.
protect your eyes from the sun at all, so it
Nope.
kind of defeats the purpose of it being even a hat.
Pretty
I
much.
guess they do. They got little visors. You think those guys are golfing a lot?
Yep, using their shovels.
It was when
You
the
gotta
grave
make do.
diggers started their
Yep.
task that strange things began to take place.
Oh no. Oh,
15 to 4.
Wow, that looks real.
Yep, right
Yep.
on schedule. There's the old San Fernando Valley out there now.
yep, it's like
You better
all
radio
the
in
sets
landing instructions,
in this
Danny.
movie are just like one
Right there.
closet.
Burbank Tower, this is American Flight 812. Over. Wouldn't surprise me any if he's asleep this time of the morning.
Damn, must be great at his job.
Burbank Tower. If I were asleep, you'd never get on the ground. In your case, maybe I'll leave you up there for good. Over.
You
That's
got me
rude.
that time, Mac. This is American Flight 812 requesting.
Oh snap! Gotta hold
Oh,
on
no.
to my thing. Oh snap!
Burbank Tower to American
Oh,
Flight
man.
812.
What in the fuck is that thing?
Burbank Tower to American Flight
Frisbee.
812. Over.
Somebody's
Holy
flying a frisbee
mackerel.
out there.
Burbank Tower to American Flight 812. Are you in trouble?
Trouble?
Take a look for yourself.
What in the world?
Whoa.
That's nothing from this world.
Burbank Tower to American Flight 812.
Actually, it might be.
Are you in trouble?
That was
Are you
a
in
good
trouble?
one.
Mayday, mayday. Stand by, Burbank Tower.
Suppose a passenger saw it?
I doubt it. Most of them are asleep. But it was quite a jolt, Jeff. I'll check.
Good. We'll get it ready for landing. And keep it quiet until we get instructions.
Right.
Okay, Danny.
American Flight 812, reporting to Burbank Tower. Over.
Alright. Damn, almost looks real.
Oh man.
I like how these are just like they just look like photographs, you know? Like they're not even trying to hide the fact that this
Did you
has
hear
like,
anything? I thought it did. Don't
Zero
like hearing
sense.
noises, especially when ain't supposed to be any. Yeah, sort of spooky like.
Somebody fucking buried a theremin.
Whatever it is gone now. That's the best thing for us too. Gone. Yeah, let's go.
why does it seem like their voices should belong to the other actor in the scene? Like their voices are switched or something. It just doesn't seem correct to me.
Oh.
Oh snap. Wow. She about to do it to him. That's not quite the position, but I had to remain relevant. Well, I always think it's scary when women raise their hands like that.
The grief of his wife's death became greater and greater agony.
Damn. She's not dead right now, I think.
You look kind of like
The whole thing had
Booberella
no
from
longer
The
cared
Simpsons.
together.
Well, I think that's
Became
who
a
it's based
tomb.
on.
Really?
Became a tomb.
Memory.
Yeah.
I thought it was based on the lady from Adam's Family.
The sky to which she had once
Based on
looked
somebody.
was now only a covering for her dead body.
Damn. Covering for the sky's a covering for a dead body. Do they just like leave her out in the sun or something? It's terrifying. One thing I like about this movie is there's a lot of shots where he just holds the camera for no reason.
Flowers she had planted with her own hands, became nothing more than the lost roses of her cheeks.
I don't think that's a rose, but okay.
I like his cape.
Confused by
I'm not
his
sure
great
what that
loss,
is.
the old man left that home, never to return again.
He's not that old. Where is he going?
He's going to get run over by a car, obviously.
Oh,
Another thing I like
At
about
the
this
funeral
movie,
of the old man,
all the
unknown
screams
to
sound
his
entirely
mourner,
wrong.
his dead wife was watching.
First his wife, then he.
Tragic.
Tell me something. Why was his wife buried in the ground and he sealed in a crypt?
Something to do with family tradition, a superstition of some sort.
Oh, that makes sense.
Well, it's getting dark. Let's be on our way.
Wait, so there's like a dozen people in that thing. That's like a
Then, as
clown
two
crypt
of
right
his
there.
mourners left his final
tons of clown bodies in there.
Yep.
Oh,
Oh, snap. That was like the weirdest scream ever. That sounded like a backward scream, like.
it's the man from another place.
Yep. Oop, wrong gear.
Black Lodge.
Wow, must have been driving for a long time.
Yeah.
Minutes later, the police, led by Inspector Daniel Clay, arrived at the scene.
Yep, they spent the entire day driving.
The man and girl
Medical examiner been around yet?
just left.
What?
Morgue wagon ought to be along most any time.
You get their statement?
Yeah, much as we could. They're pretty scared.
Finding a mess like this ought to make anyone frightened. Have one of the boys take the guy and the girl back to town. You take charge.
Okay, Inspector. What are you going to do?
Did he
Look
just like
around.
forget his line for a second?
Dark out there.
Yeah.
Once you get beyond the range of those lights, you won't be able to
It's
see
like-
your hand in front of your face.
Robert
like
De
how
Niro watched
Tim
this, and it
Miller-
was like,
Patrol car.
Robert De Niro watched this, and it was like, that's what I want to be when I grow up.
Yeah, they always just have like shots that are a little bit just unnecessary.
Yep.
It's like go on for a little too long.
Yeah. Yeah, Tarkovsky watched this movie and was like, damn, this is what I want to be when I grow up.
He's like, I have no idea the appropriate length of a scene.
Oh, snap. There's a lot of smoke in this cemetery.
Yep, it was the
And that-
50s.
Yeah, that dude who was like smoking earlier just caused all of this.
Yeah.
Somebody's
Yeah.
definitely vaping out there.
Yeah.
Yep. Some like
Looks
Silent
like
Hill
a
weather.
bobcat tore into them.
Yeah. Say, Lieutenant, did you get that funny odor?
How could I miss it?
Up,
Oh, that'll be the morgue wagon.
sorry I
now.
farted. Yeah, that was a
This
clever
siren
quip
in the
by me.
last
Yet.
hour.
I like his
Things happen down in
Halloween
Pacific Time,
costume.
police cars and lights. I stopped, but I didn't see anything. Oh, well, whatever it is, the morning paper will carry the whole story.
You see, the unnecessary
You seem to
length
still
of the
be up
shots
there
are supposed to achieve a meditative
Maybe I
tone
am.
for this film.
I
Yeah.
don't think I've ever seen you in this mood before.
I guess it's because I've never been in this mood before.
Damn. Deep stuff.
Something about your flight?
Yeah.
What happened, Jeff?
Forgot my lines. Oops.
I saw a flying saucer.
Saucer? You mean the kind from up there?
Yeah, it's kind
It's
of
flying, dumbass.
It was shaped like
She's
a huge cigar.
holding a
Yeah,
saucer.
he saw it
You
too.
get it?
When
Little
it passed over
symbolism.
The whole
Yeah.
compartment lighted up with a blinding glare. Then there was a tremendous wind that practically knocked us off our course.
Well, did you report it?
Yeah, the radioed in immediately, and they said, we'll keep it quiet until you land. And as soon as we landed, big army brass grabbed us and made us swear to secrecy about the whole thing.
Oh yeah, I remember that scene.
Burns me up. These things have been seen for years. They hear. It's a fact. And the public ought to know about it.
There must be something more you can do about it.
Only there isn't. Oh, but what's the use of making a fuss? But last night I saw a flying object that couldn't have possibly been from this planet. But I can't say a word. I'm muzzled by army brass. I can't even admit I saw the thing.
Oh snap, the unforgiving light. Oh shit.
What? See, like back in the 60s or whatever,
gravestone.
even. Oh.
Yep, the window's so powerful it started, you know, waving the gravestones around.
I'm just saying,
Damn.
back then, like even the corpses in the graveyard would smoke regularly because they didn't know it was bad for you.
I mean, this was sort of the 50s where they were like realizing that things might affect your health.
Yeah.
Just in general.
Like, I don't see how people could have gone and, like, you know, drank bourbon all day and coffee and smoked cigarettes without just having, like, a massive headache all the time.
Damn.
Like, drink some water.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Clown crypt.
Yep. Whoa.
Nosferatu.
Oh, no. Damn. The dude who's clearly the same actor as before. That's why he's covering up his face. Like, Bela Lugosi, like, true stuff. Bela Lugosi, like, died after, like, 3 days of shooting. But he was still, like, an important character in the movie, so they just replaced him with this dude who looked nothing like him. But they just decided to have a cape over his face the entire time to make up for that fact.
I mean, as long as you don't acknowledge it, it's fine. Close enough.
Sorta. Oh, snap. He's just standing there, menacingly.
Menacingly. Oh, no.
You know, if you, shoot at the dudes, that might be more effective.
Another example of police brutality.
That person
Damn.
saw had something to do with it.
A-cab.
Let's hear what they have to say.
You do the Cupid shuffle with them. They're all right. Right. Blah, fooled you.
Is he dead?
Yeah.
Better use my gun to adjust my hat.
Yep. His other hand's his pocket, you know, he can't just remove it that easily.
Your guess is as good as mine, Larry. One thing sure.
Whoops, didn't have the safe
Clay's
gun.
dead. Murdered. And somebody's responsible.
Whoa, that was a good line.
Lieutenant. Yeah, guess I am. Calvin? Yes, sir? Get back up the car and get on the radio. Tell the coroner he's got to make another trip out here.
Well, how about the lab boys?
Who do you think we
Use
left
your
back in
gun
the
to
car?
point
Roy
at
Strong?
things.
Come on.
Greater love hath no man than to lay down his life for another. It is
Another thing
always difficult to have last words over the grave of a friend. And Inspector Daniel Clay was a friend, a dear friend to me and to all of us. The bell has rung upon his great career. Now we lay him to rest. A rest well deserved.
He's just one day before retirement.
One thing I like about this movie is just how, like, needlessly philosophical all the dialogue is. Like, he
Very David Lynch.
People turning south from
Whoa.
the freeway were startled when they saw 3 flying saucers high over Hollywood Boulevard.
Yeah. Crazy stuff.
Wow.
I don't think the government can keep this a secret anymore, to be honest.
A woman startled by the sight in the sky telephones the
I like how they
police.
go directly to the news station.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Your smartphone.
Oh, falling over.
Oh.
Just had to get that newspaper, didn't you?
It was really a struggle for him.
Yep. Wow.
There comes a time in each man's life when he can't even believe his own eyes.
I like how, because it's like superimposed so poorly, it looks like the UFO is like, you know, like 1 foot in circumference.
Flying saucers seen over Washington,
Diameter.
D.C.
I'm a math major. I should know this shit. You spin me right round, baby,
The
right
army
round.
convoy moved into the field.
You know, all the stuff that people say they see when they get abducted by aliens or like have spotted aliens is just stuff that's come from movies.
Rockets were quickly set up.
Like,
Colonel Tom Edwards
anything
was
anybody
charged
said
of
about
falsely
aliens has been in a
Was
movie
to make the
before they
greatest
said it.
decision of his career. He made that decision. Colonel
snap.
Edwards gave the signal to fire.
Snap. Top military general within his top
Stock
secret
footage.
military featureless void. Yep, shooting at the clouds. Again, I feel like if you shot at your targets, that might be more effective. Yeah, I wonder how much of their budget went into authorizing the use of using military equipment for, you know, film.
Spend all the money on missiles. They got him that time.
It's a very riveting scene. They're just hovering menacingly.
They don't even hear what the aliens have to say.
Damn.
They got to invite them in and listen to what they have to say.
Then as swiftly as they had
President's like, I gotta go inspect his bunker really quick.
even to the piercing eye of radar and the speeding jet fighters.
Wait, did that plane like do anything in the last scene?
Quite a sight, wasn't it, sir?
No.
Sight I'd rather not be seen.
Damn it, what are you doing in
worried
my
about
top
them,
secret
sir?
military
Well, they
featureless
must have a
void?
reason for their visits.
Soldier.
Visits? Well, that would indicate visitors. Well, the big gun's the usual way of welcoming visitors.
We
Yes,
haven't always
this is
fired at
America.
them.
Oh?
For a time, we tried to contact them by radio, but no response. Then they attacked a town,
That's rude.
a small town. I'll
How do
admit,
they not have the
but
same
nevertheless a
radios as
town of
us?
People, people who died.
I never heard about that, sir.
Well, it was covered up by the higher
That is-
echelon.
Yeah, that is kind of bizarre looking.
Take any fire, any earthquake, any major disaster, then wonder. Flying saucers, Captain, are still a rumor. Officially.
It's in the newspapers, dumbass. I don't think it's a rumor
Well,
anymore.
again, sir. What do they want? Where are they from?
Did he
Where are
have
they
those
going?
binoculars before?
They, sir? Who? Well, this is a training maneuver, sir.
I mean, I
We
wasn't
only
paying
did a little
attention. This
practice
movie's sort
firing
of
at the clouds.
lulling me into a vegetative state, to be honest.
Yeah. I wonder what their next move will be.
Maybe.
I like how that guy's dressed
May-
like Forrest Gump.
Maybe their next move is probably their, I don't know, 9th plan or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're going
What
into
will
the
their next move
fathership.
Oh, snap.
What the
Your
fuck?
space commander has returned from Earth.
Dressed in satin.
Send him in.
Yeah. Silk.
What did he come to do? Oh, he's back.
You have your report?
We had to pull in here to Space Station 7 for regeneration. We're returning to the planet Earth immediately thereafter.
What progress?
Oh, they're the
We
aliens?
contacted
Yeah.
government officials. They refuse our
You
existence.
didn't realize that?
What plan will you follow now?
Plan 9.
Oh
It's
shit,
been
he said the
absolutely
title.
impossible to
Oh,
work through
shit.
the Earth creatures. Their soul is too controlled.
Plan 9.
Look at that
Ah, yes. Plan 9
futuristic
deals with the resurrection of
oscillator.
dead. Long-distance electrode shot into the pineal pituitary glands of recent dead. Have you attempted
Oh
any of
snap,
this
you know
plan?
science secrets.
Yes, Excellency.
Pineal glands.
We have risen
Joke.
to so
Somebody
far.
call Joe
We'll be
Rogan.
just as successful on more.
The living, they have no suspicion of your movements?
We had to dispose of
I
one
mean,
policeman.
obviously, yeah.
However, none of those risen have been seen. At least not by anyone who still remains alive.
It's too
Damn.
bad it must be handled this way. But it must. Those who we take from
Morally
the grave will
ambiguous.
lead the way for our other operations. And so
Yes, Excellency.
continue on. Report to me
Oh,
to Earth.
it's not an oscillator. It's a ham radio. Yes.
I feared His Excellency wouldn't take our report this well.
How else do you
Well,
think
had
they
he been dealing
communicate?
with their own people, his reaction would have been completely different.
I don't know.
He understands
Good question.
the difficulties of the Earth race.
What do you think will be the next obstacle the Earth people will put in our way?
Well, as long as they can think, we'll have our problems.
As long as they're
Those
not
who
able
were used
to
cannot think.
hit our
They are the
stinking
dead,
ships.
brought to a simulated life by our electrode guns. You know, it's an interesting thing when you consider the Earth people who can think are so frightened by those who cannot. The dead.
Oh, that's deep.
Well, our ship should be regenerated. We better get started.
It's really weird that Earth people are afraid of like dead people who are alive.
But not
Yeah,
of
that's
alive
unusual.
people.
That wouldn't scare me at all.
Oh, me.
I think it's a cultural difference for them. Their dead people are normally alive because they can bring their dead people back to life with their electrode guns, I guess.
Yep, by shooting in their, what do they say, like pineal pituitary gland or whatever.
Yep.
Yep.
Give them
Their-
adrenochrome.
Yep, their brain massage.
The science in this movie is flawless.
Yep. It gets better. Trust me.
Oh, they're outdoors.
I still
It's a
think I'll
patio.
go in town and stay with your mother until I get back.
Yep.
This is our home, and nothing's going to take me from it. Besides, most men try and keep their wives from going home to Mama.
That's not the point.
That's all the point there's going to be.
Witty
Now toddle
dialogue.
off and fly your flying machine, darling. But if you see any more flying saucers, will you tell them to pick another house to buzz?
Okay. That'll work.
Be careful.
We just have to
Don't
talk to
worry
him.
about me.
Oh, you're the only thing I do worry about. Oh, forget about the flying saucers. They're up there.
We're down here.
But there's something in that cemetery. And that's too close for comfort.
The saucers are up there, and the cemetery's out there. But I'll be locked up in there.
Damn, that's some brilliant
Now,
logic.
Off to your wild blue yonders.
Probably unrelated.
Promise. Besides, I'll be in bed before half an hour is gone, with your pillow beside me.
A pillow?
Well, I have to have something to keep me company while you're away.
Yep, his body pillow. Yep.
Sometimes in the night when it does get a little lonely, I reach over and touch it.
She's not talking about the pillow.
Anime body pillow.
Yep.
They're like a real life version of a waifu.
I do love you, darling.
So realistic.
Damn, they're eating each other. They're the real zombies.
See you Thursday.
Goodbye, honey.
Have you noticed that
You know, on my list,
Japanese
you got
schoolboy
to
uniforms are the same as 1950s pilots uniforms?
Oh, snap. Yeah, all he needs is
Besides
like
the hat.
Yeah. All he needs is like a piece of toast that's
If
hanging
you're
from his mouth.
especially nice, I may even lock the side door.
And be sure you keep the yard lights on.
As he goes driving off into yet another featureless void.
Yeah.
Like they had enough budget to make like a really crappy house, but not enough of a budget to like, you know, fill out the set when they turn the camera 180 degrees.
Yeah.
I also like how he got in on the wrong side of the car. That
You're
was.
mighty silent on the trip, Jeff.
It's a straight line, man.
10 words since takeoff.
Can't stop
Guess I'm
moving
preoccupied,
forward.
Danny.
We've got 33 passengers back there that have time to be preoccupied. Flying this flybird doesn't give you that opportunity.
I guess you're right, Danny.
Paula?
Yeah.
Perfect job to
Nothing wrong
daze
with
out
being
on
used
being a
to-
pilot.
Oh, no, nothing like that. Just that I'm worried, she being there alone and those strange things flying over the house and those incidents in the graveyard these past few days. It's just got me worried.
Well,
Which got
maybe
stuck.
they haven't figured out those crazy skybirds yet, but I give you 50 to 1 odds the police have cleared up that cemetery thing by now.
I hope so.
If you're really that worried, Jeff, why don't you radio in and find out? Max should be on duty at the field by now. He could call Paul and relay the message to you.
Hi, Edie.
Hi, Silence. I haven't heard a word from this end of the plane since we left the field.
I've just been giving himself and me a study in silence.
You boys aren't feuding.
No, Edie, nothing like that.
Hey, Edie, how about you and me balling it up in Albuquerque?
Albuquerque, have you read that flight schedule, boy?
What about it?
We land in Albuquerque at 4 a.m. That's strictly a 9 o'clock town.
Well, I know a
Flirting.
friend that'll help us.
Let's have the problem first. Huh, Danny?
Oh, he's worried about Paula.
I
Oops,
read
snap
about
my
that
neck.
cemetery business. I tried to get you kids not to buy too near one of those things. We get there soon enough as it is.
He thought it'd be quiet and peaceful there.
No doubt about that. It's quite all right, like a tomb. I'm sorry, Jeff. That was a bad joke. Say, I
That was
almost
a
forgot what I
joke?
came in here for. How's the coffee situation?
I couldn't tell
That's
the
for
difference.
me.
It sure
Just
would hurt
sounded
me,
like
Edie.
normal talking
Okay,
to
be
me.
right back. And say, Jeff, make that call to Mac.
Nah, not only she throw cold water on my Albuquerque plan, but now she's repeating herself. How about that Albuquerque ball?
I can't resist your charm, Danny boy.
Yeah, like an AI wrote this dialogue here.
The secret
Residents
soup.
near the cemetery paid little attention to the blast of thunder and the flash of lightning. But from the blast arose the moving figure of the dead old man.
Who was the same as the dude with the cape over his head. Yeah. Just so we're clear on that. Maybe.
Whoa.
Whoa, that was dramatic.
It kind of looks a little.
I know.
Hello?
Okay, this shot right here does kind of look like the scene in Twin Peaks: The Return with the frog that climbs into the lady's mouth.
Oh
Sure,
yeah.
I'm all right.
Yep.
I just
I don't know if it's the same or not.
Tell
Not
Jeff
really,
I'm
but-
all right.
It's black and white.
Okay.
And she's
now.
in a bed.
Yep,
Thanks for calling.
same.
Yep, exactly
Good
the same. Yep. Oh no. It's the same person as before. You know, if he didn't have the cape over his head, it would be even more terrifying, you know, so they didn't want to give their audience heart attacks, you know?
I'm glad this is a pretty scary movie.
Yep. Yep. Pissing myself. Not because of the movie, just for fun.
Yep. Because it feels warm.
Oh, she did a pratfall. She didn't even look like she tripped over anything. She was just like, yeah, I think I'll fall now. Whoa. She does like a tic tac for a gravestone.
I feel like if your name starts with a T, your gravestone is then a lowercase t.
Oh snap.
And
You cracked
then
the code.
that's why there's so many lowercase t's.
Hallelujah.
It looks more like a Pez.
Yeah, maybe a Pez, yeah.
Man.
Why does he look like super greasy?
It's greasy down there.
Really sweating a lot in my coffin.
Yep.
This is what you look like on 5G.
Yeah.
Damn, I was sort of doubting his skill as an actor in his previous scene, but now I think, you know, he's just one of our greatest whatever. Why did they include the shot of the gravestone falling into the grave? Is there like some sort of symbolic significance there that I'm too stupid to understand? Like, Ed Wood was like, yeah, this is deep. Well, yep, she's running a marathon now. She was just like running away from them before, but now she's just like, I'm running, I might as well continue running, get my cardio done.
Zombies or whatever aren't very terrifying because they go pretty slowly.
To be honest. Whoa. That's a
Well, it's
thick
exactly
ass
who
right
we
there.
need to see. It's exactly who we need to save the day. A chubby cowboy.
Yeah.
He looks like Donald Trump playing tennis.
Thick legend. Wait.
They cut his brakes.
Yeah. The zombies are smarter than we thought.
They cut his fuel line.
Yeah. Damn. Could not outrun a car. Damn.
Not yet.
Yep. Wait till they resurrect a dead cheetah.
They resurrect Usain Bolt. You don't hear from him much lately.
Damn, all these cars just like, yeah, like the police station is like, I don't know, like 1,000 miles away from the cemetery, so that's why it always takes them an entire day, you know, night and then day and then night again to get to the cemetery, you know.
The
I like
other
how they
day,
basically used the same shot of Bela Lugosi that they used earlier in the film. They're just like, no.
Budget cuts are hard on everyone.
yeah. The other day I was at a light and there was like one of those, like, you know, hot rod cars, like one of those 50s, 60s hot rod cars that, like, I don't know, Guy Fieri would drive, or like, you know, the guy from Smash Mouth would drive. And it stalled out at the light. So I had to like inch around him in the lane.
Impressive.
Yeah.
Wow. Damn, you think for a futuristic society of aliens, they get doors that move faster.
He's wearing a silk romper.
Turn off the electrodes quickly. They can't tell us from anyone else.
Damn, turn it on them. Hoist by their own petard. Yep. Yep, when people are dead, you know, they naturally are able to stand up.
So I noticed like a lot of people, science fiction-y people, have those Jacob's ladders in their thing. What does that really have to do? Does that help you bring people back from the dead?
What are we doing out here? I was up
Say Jacob's ladder.
Don't ask me.
Isn't that what the thing is? The thing?
What?
I'm not sure.
Is it not a
I don't
Jacob's
know.
ladder?
I don't know. I think people are like, "Whoa, this electricity thing's
What do you
wild."
suppose that noise was?
It's science.
Whatever it was, it's
Yep.
no more strange than the other things happening around this cemetery.
Spirits like old Farmer Caller talked about.
Well, maybe.
The only spirits
Yeah,
he
that's
saw
a
tonight were
character
those
I
I
know.
smelled on his breath.
Well, don't forget, Miss Trent claims to have seen them too. She didn't have anything on her.
Wow,
She
noodle
was
incident.
hysterical. Well, true, she was frightened and in a state of shock. But don't forget that torn nightgown and the scratched feet.
Yeah, I
Oops, snapped my
hadn't
arm.
thought of that. Guess that's why you're a detective lieutenant and I'm still a uniformed cop.
Starting to think the gun is actually
Sometimes
attached
it's
to
only
his
the
hand.
brakes, Larry. Meantime, let's get
Damn.
Did you hear that?
Videodrome reference.
Know what it was?
No more than you do.
Went for orders. I get out of here right now.
It was a saucer.
A flying saucer?
What makes you say that?
No.
Do you remember the noise we heard the other night?
This
We were knocked to
movie
the ground. How come
definitely heavily inspired Rocky
You're
Horror
not
Picture
remembering that
Show.
sound.
To be honest.
There you're wrong, Lieutenant. I'm with the fact the sound is similar, but what about the blinding light?
Well, haven't you heard? Been many times the saucer hasn't had a glow. Or a light of any kind, for that matter.
That proves it. What next, Lieutenant?
What?
Oh, Lieutenant, maybe this doesn't mean much.
He knows too
Maybe
much.
you found a grave that looks like it's been busted into.
What? Where?
Why, what?
Come on, man. I'll
What-
with it.
what?
We've got all day to waste.
Oh, just over there beyond the crib.
All right, show us the way.
Yeah, he's supposed to have like actual lines, but he's what?
Here it is,
You
Lieutenant.
forgot him.
He's like, it's probably not important, but I saw this grave dug up.
It's been broken into, all right.
Strange. If someone had broken in, the dirt should be piled up here somewhere. It looks like it's fallen into the grave.
Larry, you'll be out of uniform before you know it.
You have the right to look down there.
Sexy.
He was number one.
No?
Well, this spot looks familiar, though. Yeah, we shouldn't investigate any further without the permission of next of kin.
Let's go get it.
How? I see what you mean. The gravestone's down there.
Well, let's
Oh,
go
so
down
that's
and
why
find
the
out whose
gravestone
grave it
fell
is.
into the grave.
How?
Chekhov's
By going
gun.
down and finding
He was
out.
literally at this
Are you
grave
sure
2
you
days
mean that,
ago.
Lieutenant? If I didn't mean it, I wouldn't have said it.
Scared?
Well, why do I always get hooked up with these spook details? Monsters,
Yeah, get in the grave, dude.
graves, bodies.
Be afraid of that.
Oh, all right.
Whoa. Yeah, like over time it was just getting bigger and bigger, you know.
Casket's here, but nobody's in it.
Can you read the name on the casket?
Oh, forgot to put the corpse in the casket.
It's too dark. Give me a flashlight.
How about a match?
We sure could try it. Let me have them.
Okay.
Just set the grave on fire. That'll show him.
No one brought a flashlight?
He had a flashlight earlier too.
But he ain't in it.
He did shit for his cigarettes instead.
Yep. The LAPD just wasting too much money on tanks. Couldn't afford a flashlight.
The Pentagon,
Yeah.
Washington, D.C.
Well, they
Plus
use
it's
the
a-
flashlights to beat people, you know, right? Like that's why they have the big ass flashlights. They could have smaller ones, but they beat people with them.
Damn,
Come in?
that's depressing.
Yes, of course. I'll keep in touch. Come in, Colonel Edwards. Close the door.
Damn, it's the same room as before,
At
just
ease,
with
Colonel.
different
Thank you,
props.
sir. Sit down. I understand, Colonel, you've been on tap for many of our saucer attacks.
I understand that he's like
charge
a
of field
top
operations, sir.
military general or whatever, but I don't think he
believe
really
there
needs
are such
2
things
phones in
as
his
flying
office.
saucers, Colonel?
Seems a bit
Yes, sir.
overkill if you ask me.
You've seen them? Yes, sir. You realize there's a government directive stating that there is no such thing as a flying saucer? Yes, sir. You stand by your statement that you've seen flying saucers? Well, yes, sir.
Damn.
Which could mean a court-martial.
In the 50s, they were like, the government never lies to us.
General Roberts, may I
Damn.
speak freely?
What a novel
How could I
concept.
hope to hold down my command if I didn't
me.
believe in what I saw and shot at?
He basically started this conversation by being like, "You're trying to say the government is a liar?"
Like,
Huh?
thank you, sir.
Going against the
There are
man.
flying saucers. There's no doubt they are in our skies.
And now we'll
Been
kill
for
you.
some time.
Oops.
What are we going to do about them?
from
Who
a
knows?
common cold.
And, they really are there.
I thought you were convinced of that.
Wink.
I am.
We've had contact with them.
Contact
Common
Radio.
coronavirus.
They speak our
Whoa,
language?
topical
Well,
humor.
not quite. We received messages from their spaceships. For a while, it came in as just a lot of jumbled noise.
And now, sir?
Well, since they first tried contact with us by radio, we've developed a language.
More jumbled noise.
A machine that breaks down any language to our own.
Cooper. Cooper.
What's this all got to do with me?
Well, you've been in charge of saucer field activity for a long while.
Saucer field
I think
activity.
it's about time you heard these
Majorton
recordings.
saucer field activity.
You mind?
Mind? Huh. I'm anxious.
This is Eros.
I'm gonna start responding to things with that. Just mind. Huh, I'm anxious.
I fully realize our language differences.
That's how people talk in real life.
Yep. Natural reverb.
Or as you on Earth call it, the language computer.
Yep, this alien was in a cave when they recorded this.
Since the beginning of your time, we have been far beyond your planet. It has taken you centuries to even grasp what we developed eons of your years ago.
Damn, roasted.
Do you still believe it impossible we exist?
I mean,
You didn't actually think you would
he was in a cave, right? That's how they did reverb back then.
be so stupid.
Yeah, I suppose.
Permit me to set your mind at ease. We do not want to conquer your planet, only save it. We could have destroyed it long ago if that had been our aim. Our principal purpose is friendly. I admit we have had to take certain means which you might refer to as criminal. But that is because of your big guns, which have destroyed some of our
Yep,
representatives.
law 232, thou shalt not create zombies. Why did I phrase
mean-
that like a commandment?
Yeah. People say zombies are in defiance of God, but where does it say in the Bible that you can't make a zombie?
I mean, Jesus came back to life, so he's like,
Yes, he's similar to one.
We are part of that universe. This is our last.
That's the end of that one. Atmospheric conditions in outer space often interfere with transmitting.
How many of these recordings do you have, General?
An even dozen up to now. This was the last one.
Atmospheric conditions in outer space?
Take any chances. Over here.
Hmm.
You ever been to Hollywood? Oh, a couple
that
of
is
times,
to say,
2 years
none.
ago. You're going to be there in the morning. Just a few minutes from Hollywood.
They
in the
didn't know
town
what
of
space was like, I
Orlando,
guess.
Reports have
Yes.
come in of saucers flying so low the exhaust knocked people to the ground. There have even been stated claims of saucer landing.
The exhaust.
Yep.
Major Carlson will replace you while you're out
See.
there. You're the best man for the
You know,
job.
they're so advanced, why didn't they have green energy, man?
They're driving around flying Priuses.
These are confidential reports, Colonel.
Got
Read
my
them over
space
carefully
jeep.
on the plane. Turn them over to intelligence when you get
Space
to Los
jeep.
Angeles. They'll have further orders for disposition. Yes, sir.
Oh no, they're fucking hockey players.
Yes, sir. Good luck.
Thank you, sir.
Ah, shit, forgot I can't read. Just a bunch of bros standing.
Vibing.
This is how I show up to work meetings.
We are ready to report, Excellency.
You are many days late.
It was unavoidable. We tried to transmit via televisor, but atmospheric conditions made transmission impossible.
You should have transmitted as soon as
There is
conditions
no
permitted.
air to
I
transmit it.
thought time was of the essence. Suspicion has
From
fallen upon our
space.
movements. Our ships have been viewed near the point of operations.
And what has
Whose
this added
fault
time
is that?
gained, Eros?
We have successfully risen 3 of the dead ones.
Wow, impressive.
Permit me to see one.
Bring in the big one. Use your small electrode gun.
big one. That's rude.
I have taken 2 ships from your command.
But that will leave only my ship.
It is necessary that you continue your mission alone. I have need of your other ships elsewhere. Even
Elsewhere?
though you have 3 of the Earth's dead.
That's what I call diction.
The plan is far from successful, and you, Eros, must prove it an operational success before more time, energy, ships, and your countrymen may be spent on it.
We will not fail.
Beep.
This dude knows how to deliver lines, bro.
Not everything. You do not have the live Earth people.
Yeah, he like threw like
You
a
reported that your ship
a set
was
of dice
viewed
or whatever
at the
just to
scene of your
determine
present
which
operation.
syllables
That
he
is
put
correct.
accents on.
They have been viewed many times. but
Because
not
it's
at
a
the scene of operation.
space accent.
Something must be done about that.
Too close.
Stop him, Tanner. He's close enough. Turn off your electrode gun.
See, he agrees with me.
No!
Up, have the safety on.
Stop him, Tanner!
I can't get it. It's jammed.
Stop him, you fool!
Drop the gun to the floor, Tanner. The metal will break contact.
Yep, it was jammed with it was clogged up
Electrons.
with yep.
Yes.
Too
She
many
actually spilled
quartz.
like some soup on it earlier, and it's just been weird since.
Bring the giant here that I may get a better look at him.
Like the rest of this movie's not that terrifying, but like it's just dead-eyed stares actually sort of creeping me out here.
How'd they get his eyes to look like that?
Yes, she's a fine specimen.
Yeah, they
Are they
drew
all
on
as
his
powerful on
eyeballs
planet
with
Earth?
marker.
This one is an exception,
Yep.
Excellency.
What are the other 2 like?
One is a woman, the other an old man.
An old man, you say?
Yes, Excellency.
This gives me a plan.
I like how his eyes are like not aligned at all.
Make sure it's in working order before
Yeah.
It's kind of spooky.
Must have been cleared by the fall.
Take him back to the ship.
Beep.
Just zapping him to life.
The old one must be sacrificed. Reland on Earth. Send the old one to enter a dwelling. Then cut the electrokinetic and turn on your ship's decomposure ray. The result will astound those watching.
I'm sure those words
Astound
mean
them enough
sense
to delay
in
their
context.
intention
Makes sense. in
until you
context.
have gained your other recruits from the cemetery.
Yes, Excellency. It'll be done.
Report to me when this has been accomplished.
I mean, if we're gonna be honest here, like 99% of sci-fi dudes always spoke like
Eros,
this
the Earth people are getting
when
closer to that
delivering their
since they will
lines.
not listen or respect
That's
our
why
existence.
William
They cannot
Shatner
help
talked
but
like he
believe
did.
our powers when they
Yeah,
see their
pretty
own
much.
dead walking round again, brought about by our advancement in such things. As soon as you have enough of the dead recruits,
I
march them on the capitals
think
of
it's
the
gonna
earth, let
be
nothing
a
stand in
long,
your
long
way.
time.
Their own
Till
dead
touchdown
refuse to
brings.
make them accept our existence and believe in that fact.
He also like rolls his R's. This guy does.
Well, that's some fancy English type shit. It makes you fancy.
If I can't do it.
Oh snap, it's
Hero.
a different shot from the previous shots of cars driving. Yeah, let's park in yet another featureless void.
Mr. Miss Strand, this is Colonel Edwards from Washington, D.C.
Good evening,
That's supposed to be a fence in the background.
Colonel would like to ask you a few questions.
Questions? What about, Colonel? May I,
They like make that
sit
fence
down?
out of
Oh, I'm sorry.
several
Please
long
do.
strands of linguine
I
or
want to ask
something.
you about your strange experience the other night when you saw the flying saucer.
I think that's the correct pasta.
They take cardboard and they fire it through a lasagna maker.
I hope I never see such a sight again.
Well, after your description, I don't think I'd want to see it either. One thing more.
After you were forced to the ground by that blast of wind, was it a hot or cold blast?
It was just
Kind of
right.
hard to explain. Wasn't hot, wasn't cold.
See?
Just
Just
terrific
right.
force. We couldn't get off the ground.
The light blinded me so badly, I couldn't see a thing. We could only feel the pressure of the wind until it was gone. When the glare left us, we could see a glowing ball disappearing off in the distance.
Which way?
I
Toward
guess
the
that's what it
cemetery.
looked like. Wait, I'm confused. Is this like supposed to be the UFO, like right here? Because I mean, it's like their UFO is like a warehouse or something. Gonna put on.
Well,
a
it's
solid...
got a door.
Yep.
It's got a crazy door, so
It's
it's,
the
that
most
means it's a
fantastic
UFO.
story I've
Yep.
ever heard.
warehouse.
Every word
Gonna
of it's
put on a
true.
solid raven
That's
there.
the fantastic part of
Yep.
it.
Colonel, we found a lot of suspicious things out in that cemetery. Then again,
Including a
didn't
warehouse.
find anything to base a fact of suspicion on. Hey, you hear anything?
Their product placement for Coke.
You
That's
see
it.
anything out there, Kelton?
Yep.
You talk, Lieutenant.
Coke saw that Ed Wood was about to make his masterpiece, and they're like,
Started stinking
"We're gonna
awful
pay
bad.
you a quarter for this film, because you know inflation, you know."
Yeah,
Like a
he's like,
billionaire.
wow, that'll buy some more missiles for that one scene. That guy does kind of look like Nicolas Cage, the pilot guy.
Oh snap!
Mm. Oh my god, he does.
Or actually, he looks like I keep forgetting the guy's name, but you know, Elaine's boyfriend in Seinfeld and voice of Joe, the guy in B Movie. Who's the guy with the cool voice?
Gilbert Gottfried.
Yeah.
Wow,
No.
this scene is very horrifying. Don't bring him in here, you dumbass. Yeah. Honestly, oh snap! He's pulling out his karate. Wait, did he
It's
like
good that they
absorb him
shot
into
first and asked questions later.
Did he like absorb that dude into his cape?
Yeah.
That was weird. Like he was shooting at him, then he like did his weird move, and then he like disappeared from the scene altogether.
Yep, he ate him.
Yep.
Oh shit! He was a skeleton all along.
What do you make of that? You got me. Didn't look that way a minute ago. What about your man?
Damn it, my
Segment I
flashbacks.
forgot all about, Kelton.
Oh, there he is.
In what
Released
ways?
him. He released him from the skeleton.
He'll be all right in a few minutes.
Did you see that?
I don't understand any possible reason why he would turn into a skeleton.
Fired every bullet I had.
Yep.
So did
The
I.
laser
I don't know what
burnt
it
his
was or
skin
what
off,
happened.
and his
Unless that bag
organs,
of
but
bones over
not
there
his
could
bones.
reassemble itself.
They shot off all of his with the gun. They shot all of his skin off.
Yep, very precise. He ate so much calcium that only his skeleton was left.
That's good. I eat eggshells every day.
So often you think I've taken a lease on this place.
Not a long lease, I hope.
I see what you mean. But you know, I can't help but feel the answer's out here somewhere.
Is the girl safe?
Mrs. Trent, you better stay with the car.
Stay here alone? Not on your life.
Modern women.
Yeah, they've been that way all down through the years.
Women, am I right?
Ah, women.
Rachel.
Yes, sir.
Stay with Mrs. Trent.
All right, Lieutenant.
Now, you stay close to the officer, honey.
I'd feel safer with you.
Now, the lieutenant knows best.
Well, I don't like it, but I guess there isn't much I can do about it.
Damn.
You have a gun?
No.
I like how they
How to use one?
leave the officer with her. Let's take the pilot. He'll know.
Here.
Yep.
You think
He looks
we
pretty
can-
strong.
You never tell.
Yep.
Let's get going.
I mean, he is taller than the rest of them, so.
Let's give him a gun.
Yep.
Yeah, I like keeping a couple spare guns in my jacket just in case.
So I feel the need to mention this. Why do all the guns look like super tiny?
Would expect to find out here.
They do.
Well, there's only one answer to that, Mr. Trent. We'll know when we find it.
Cap guns.
Inspector
Yep.
Clay's grave's right over here.
Is that the one you told me was broken into?
Yes.
Oh, they're pointing with the guns now too.
It's so weird. Just like
Yep.
at
They
least act like it's a gun.
see they're trained enough so they know how to handle it, you know. So they would never shoot it if they were, you know, pointing it at
But that's
an
impossible.
innocent person.
I wonder.
Look, Colonel, some things just can't happen.
Yeah, well, after that apparition that was draped across Mr. Trent's patio, I would say we should keep our minds open to anything.
Look, Colonel,
Open
I'm
your
a policeman.
third eye, bro.
I've got to deal in facts. But I guess I'll have to go along with you. You know, I'll bet my badge right now we haven't seen the last of those weirdies.
Facts and logic.
They'll discover our ship soon.
You're going to let them find us?
It's the only way. These are the same men who have been so close so often. They must be halted before
See, they got a Jacob's ladder.
But there were others in the car.
Oh yeah.
They'll be taken.
Oh yeah.
For what purpose? For what nefarious ends?
Send the big one for the girl and the policeman. I'll turn on the dictaphone.
Show off the power of electricity, obviously.
Yep.
Zzz.
Better
Turn on
flip
all
on
these
my
lit-
technology.
Yep, yep. This is the 50s. They didn't have technology back then.
Yep. My Stockhausen ass computer. His why I oughta ask gun.
You see, he wasn't actually meant to be a zombie. He just
barking up the wrong tree.
took too much salvia and was just wandering around on set. And he was like, "Yeah, let's film this shit."
He ate too much salvia.
Yep.
I thought this was a salad. I think that's what salvia looks like. I don't know.
Yep.
We'll investigate, but move
Have you smoked salvia, Rachel?
What?
I bet it would help you guys tutor people in math.
Probably.
Oh.
He's just trying to give him a massage, dude.
Ah.
A bonk. Don't worry, I don't think he knows how to get inside a car. Oh shit!
Can't lock the doors at all.
This is the
It was
50s.
the 50s
They
that
never
didn't
locked their
have
doors.
locks.
Yeah.
Is that for real?
And you will be the
I don't
first
know. I feel like
birth people
before
ever
a
to
certain
enter
time,
a
they just
celestial
did give a
ship.
shit about locking anything. That's why they had so many serial killers.
There was no crime back then.
Yep. Good old
Never
days.
heard metal sound like that before.
Back when America was great.
Only my reflection.
Mamma
Must
mia.
be some kind of
Also,
one-way
that
glass.
ladder would be pretty much impossible to climb. It's flush with the wall. Now the Jacob's ladder is on.
Oh snap! Yeah, you see the ladder inside. It like curves like through the ceiling. It's all like one big ladder. You see.
That makes sense.
Yep.
You can open the outer hatch now.
Damn, I hope that we see like more of the interior of this place.
Going in that thing? That's what we're
I'm
here
sure we
for.
will.
I don't know. The way these things speed around, we might just get in there and off it goes.
That's a chance we take.
Well, I took a chance on those earlier airplanes.
You've just shot the other officer in the face.
Got your guns ready?
I'll tell you one thing. If a little green man pops out of me, I'm shooting first and asking questions later.
Damn. I don't think you'd respond to those if you shot him first, though. It's not a smart move.
We're in the outer chamber now. Eros? Do we have to kill them?
Yes.
Damn.
Seems such a waste.
Well, wouldn't it be better to kill a few now than, with their meddling, permit them to destroy the entire universe?
Damn.
You're always right, Eros.
Of course.
Morally
dudes are like-
ambiguous.
These dudes are like universal eco-terrorists, bro.
They might have had the right idea.
What
We
is
need-
their goal exactly?
You'll find out in the scene.
Oh.
We will do as you command. For the moment.
No for the moment about it. You just do as I tell you.
Wait, are those supposed to be like screens in the background, or are those windows?
You do not need guns.
Both.
I didn't know what a flat screen was.
They would be of no use to you now.
They've been mighty useful before on Flesh and Blood.
Mighty
You two
useful
look
for
like you've
pointing
got
at
a
things.
lot of both.
True, they would be effective upon us. If you were to have the opportunity to use them.
Mister,
I
if
mean,
don't
you
get
could
away
very
from that
easily use them right
control
now,
board, I'll
to
show
be
you
honest.
just how effective they can be.
They never just
Shall
shoot
we
things
talk
in
now
movies. They're
or
just
wait?
like,
Your friends
oh
will
man,
be
I have
here
to deliver
shortly.
a monologue now.
What friend?
Yeah.
Those you left at the vehicle.
If you've done anything to Paula,
Take it easy, Mr. Trent. Oh, I assure you no harm has
Or
come
I'll
to her.
shoot you first.
Would you like to see?
next
Screw
time
you,
try that, I'll
radio.
aim at the board.
You're a headstrong young man. I was only going to turn on the televisor so you could see her movements.
Got her on radar.
Go ahead, my friend.
We have a
Move very carefully.
special device that allows us to turn the TV on from a distance.
Wow, revolutionary.
It still works after being shot, don't worry.
Whoa. They got their cameras out. Got their camera crew in the cemetery.
She's only faint.
Yeah.
You fiend.
I? A fiend? I am a soldier of our planet. I? A fiend? We did not come here as enemies. We came only with friendly intentions. To talk. To ask
To
your
raise
aid.
the dead.
Our aid.
Yes. Your aid for the whole universe. But your governments of Earth refused even to accept our existence. Even though you've seen us.
Damn.
Heard our messages. You still
Reported in
refuse
our
to
newspapers.
accept us.
Why is it so important that you want to contact the governments of our Earth?
Because of death. Because all you of Earth
Damn.
are idiots.
Now, you just hold
That's
on,
rude.
Buster.
No, you hold on. First was your firecracker.
You just hold on,
Harmless
Buster.
explosive.
Yep.
Then your hand grenade. They began to kill your own people a few at a time.
Yep.
Then the bomb. Then a larger
Wait,
bomb.
is a hand grenade not
Many
a bomb?
people are killed at one time. Then your
Unlike hand
scientists
grenades,
stumbled
which are
upon the
specialized to
atom
one
bomb.
person at a time.
Split the atom. Then the hydrogen bomb, where you actually explode the air itself.
Oh, snap.
Now you can brings the total destruction of the entire universe served by our sun. The only explosion left is the solarite.
Why, there's no such thing.
Yeah,
Perhaps
no,
to
there
you,
isn't.
But we've known it for centuries. Your scientists will stumble upon it as they have all the others.
I
But
suppose.
the juvenile minds which you possess will not comprehend its strength until it's too late.
Yeah, Einstein wrote the script for
You're
this
way
film.
above our heads.
The
He's
solar
a consultant.
is a way to explode the actual particles of sunlight.
But that's impossible.
Even
Yeah,
now,
that's
your
how sunlight
scientists are working on a way to harness the sun's rays. The rays of sunlight are minute particles. Is it so far from your
Yes.
imagination they cannot do as I have
Yes.
suggested?
Why, a particle of sunlight can't even be seen or measured.
Can you see or measure an atom?
Yes?
Yet you can explode one. A ray of sunlight is made up of many atoms.
So what if we do
Yes.
develop this solarite bomb? We'd be even a stronger nation than now.
Stronger. You see? You see? Your stupid minds.
Stupid.
Stupid.
That's all I'm taking from you.
Get back here, you jerk!
Son Adams.
Yeah. He didn't even have a sound effect when he fake hit him. Blew all the budget on missiles.
It's because of men like you that all must be destroyed. Headstrong, violent,
no use of the mind God gave you. You talk of God? You also think it impossible that we too...
Crazy how
might
aliens
think
are
of God?
also Catholic.
You, who wear the uniform of your country, you see...
Yeah, when
I wear the
Jesus like
uniform of my
ascended,
country.
he didn't ascend straight away to heaven. He
Yes.
ascended to
We've had
other
to use
planets as
drastic
well.
means to get to you.
Well, every
But you left
planet
us
would have
no
had to have a
alternative.
Jesus.
Oh snap!
When you
Space
have
Jesus.
the soul of a night, you have nothing.
Space Jesus, like the Mormons.
Does the universe.
That's what they believe.
You speak of solar night, but just what is it?
I don't have enough information to say if that's
Take
true,
care
but I'll
of your
take your word
gas.
for it, Graham.
Yep.
Say,
Basically,
this can of
Katamari.
gasoline is the sun. Now, you spread a thin line of it to a ball, representing the Earth. Now, the gasoline represents the sunlight, the sun particles. Here we saturate the ball with the gasoline, the
Damn.
sunlight. Then we put a
Ed
flame
Wood
to the ball.
knows too much.
The flame will speedily travel around the Earth, back along the line of gasoline to the can, or the sun itself. It will explode this source and spread to every place that gasoline, our sunlight, touches. Explode
Yes.
the sunlight here, gentlemen. You explode the universe.
So we're exploding the sun?
Explode the sunlight here, and a chain reaction will occur direct to the sun itself and to all the planets that sunlight touches. To every
Damn.
planet in the universe.
That's crazy.
Well,
This is why you must be
all of
This
the
is why
Lion
any
King.
means must be used to stop it. In a friendly manner.
Yeah, yeah. Lion King was warned about
Or
us.
as it seems,
About this.
you want it. He's mad.
Mad? Is it mad that you destroy other people to save yourselves?
Wait, so what are we doing to blow up the sun?
Is it mad that one country must destroy another to save themselves?
Something.
You have also done
Particles of sunlight.
this. How then is it mad that one
Yes.
planet must destroy another who threatens the very existence?
That's enough!
Hit women, am I right?
In my land, women are for advancing the race, not for fighting man's
That guy's a feminist. He stepped in immediately.
Life is not so expensive on my planet. We don't cling to it like you do. Our entire aim is for the development of our planet.
Yep.
Damn, I can't believe I let that giant zombie beat me. Yeah, he's just crying.
What happened to you?
How come you're all alone? I asked for lots of help.
You sounded drunk or something on the radio.
I didn't see it with my own eyes. I'd never believe it.
Believe what?
It was horrible. And he almost broke my shoulder.
Look, what are you trying to say?
Damn.
If you don't make sense, we'll never get to the bottom of this. Now, who slugged you?
I think he's making about as much sense as he
Inspector
can
Clay.
possibly make at the moment,
What?
to be honest.
It was Clay, all right. Only not like we remembered him. Well, his grave was busted into, wasn't it?
Next, you'll tell me you saw skeletons.
We did, earlier.
Now I know you're off your rocker.
Skeletons.
Oh, the lieutenant, the colonel, everybody.
Where's the lieutenant now?
We've got to find him. Mrs. Trent is gone. I was left here to guard her. But Clay showed up and put me out of the running. And the second time tonight, and I'm getting darn tired of it.
Which way were they going?
Off that way.
Come on!
How far away is this, like, UFO? Like, this dude's been walking for, like, half an hour now.
One big
I mean, I guess he is a zombie, so he's pretty slow.
All that out there, the stars, the planets, all just an empty void.
You two had better come along with us.
Come with you? Where?
The police station.
So it seems you think you have the upper hand. Look out that window.
Oh, so it is a window.
Jeff.
Yep, directly at eye level is just a bunch of clouds.
She is unarmed. But he would kill in seconds if I so choose.
That's rude. Yep, you gotta zap very specific parts of the brain in order to get them to do what you want.
Holy cow!
Wow, didn't notice that giant field of light emanating from the trees before.
Probably
It's
swamp
way all right,
gas.
There's no mistaking that.
And he's got Mrs. Trent.
Get your gun ready.
From all I've seen tonight, guns won't do any good. Clay is dead, and we buried him. How are we going to kill somebody that's already dead? Dead! And yet there he stands. That other one earlier, I
Death
got you the
2.
full clip into.
I'm seeing it. That's the only reason I'm listening to you. Look, I've got an idea.
Full
First,
revolver
we've got to
clip.
Try something. I'm going to sneak up behind him and whop him over the head. That ought to make a move.
That'll work.
Follow me. Even when Clay was alive, he couldn't run fast enough to catch me.
This.
So when he does,
Damn,
Guns
they just
don't
roasted
work
him.
straight this large stick will.
This naturally occurring dowel.
Anything else to try?
Perfectly formed rod of wood. Oh shit. Ed Wood.
He didn't even hit his head.
He's dead and knocked out.
Whoa.
Take care of the others.
Really not having a good time there.
Your men have felled the big one.
Some say there's a super heaven, but I don't believe it.
The electrode ray is off. He'll walk
Imagine
again when I
there's
turn it
no
on.
super
All
heaven.
Right there. Suppose the lieutenant and the others are in that thing.
Well, supposing there are Martians or something in there.
Remember the noodle incident in Fairly Odd Parents with a super toilet?
I mean, I wouldn't know it, but I'll take your word for it.
Yeah.
His noodle is.
Only true 90s kids will have seen this show that was in the 2000s.
Whoa. Really just knock it down.
Table's balanced.
It's honestly kind of impressive, to be honest.
Is that like just one of those wattage meters that are like in your house?
I really like how it's
like that thing that he's touching.
Yeah.
It. Okay.
I like how it's not even like the human dude who's like throwing the computers at him. It's the alien dude. Like, I don't even care anymore. I'm just gonna throw my shit at you.
We have technology. That's all this stuff is.
I can replace this at any time.
Yep. People get pissed off, and when I get pissed off, I just throw my MacBook at somebody.
Yeah. Apparently the radio contained a whole bunch of C4 in it. Oops, I accidentally
Space
put
fire
nitroglycerin in my radio. Yeah, they forgot to turn on the do not explode.
Oh shit.
Roasted.
So this is gonna go over great.
I wonder if that's the last we'll see of them. Perhaps. But sooner or later, there'll be others. Look!
Oh snap.
Oh no.
Decomposed
That thing yet?
very
That's right.
quickly.
There's another ghoul running loose. And it's my guess.
Well, they do have their decomposition ray, right?
Gun gone, they have no
Yeah.
control.
Basically. I think that's what it is.
We gotta hand it to them, though. They're far ahead of us.
That tracks.
You got windows, you can open them.
Oh no.
My friend, you have seen this incident based on sworn testimony. Can you prove that it didn't happen? Perhaps on
Yeah.
your way home, someone will pass you in the dark, and you will never know it.
So is that Ed Wood?
From outer space.
That's Criswell.
Many scientists
Oh.
believe that
See
another
the
world
beginning?
is watching us this moment. We once laughed at the horseless carriage, the airplane, the telephone, the electric light, vitamins, radio, and even television. And now some of us laugh at outer space.
Nobody thought vitamins were possible.
Nobody thought space was possible.
God help us.
Yeah, that's true. People still don't. It's still up for debate.
Snap. The end. Finally. Filmed
The end? Question mark?
Filmed in Hollywood, USA. Unlike other films, which are filmed in Hollywood, Gambia, or something.
Oh yeah, Vampira. I guess it is like Booberella.
Yeah. All right.
That's cool.
So that was Plan 9 from Outer Space. That was a pretty good movie, I must say. I really liked how every other shot was just like the same shot as previous shots. It's pretty good. Lots
I
of
like the vague plot line the best.
Was this a popular movie?
I mean, I'm pretty sure it was not, but like, I mean, infamous, I suppose. Word of mouth.
Wasn't the Star Wars of its day?
I mean, that'd be pretty depressing if it was.
I don't know.
I sure hope not.
I guess, yeah.
But it did have a very vague plot. It was like, we'll prevent humans from creating science thing via zombies.
It's a very political.
Yep.
This
Really
goes
made a
out to
statement.
all the libs out there that think blowing up the world using the atom bomb is bad.
Yep. Indeed. All right. Before we watch Glenn or Glenda, I'm gonna have a brief intermission because I need to piss real bad. So, all right. Take 5, I guess. Entertain them. Entertain the fans, Graham and Rachel.
I also gotta pee.
Damn, I guess it's just me.
You just gotta talk for the next 5 minutes and hope that no one leaves.
Well, I've done that before, so. Wow, Glenn or Glenda. I really hope that the representation of trans people, Elijah said that this was somehow about trans rights. I sure do hope in the 50s it was all it's cracked up to be and totally ahead of its time. I'm sure that's what it's going to be. Let's Google it. (1953), so it came out before Plan 9 from Outer Space. It says a troubled cross-dresser reveals his shameful secret to his unsuspecting fiance. Fascinating. The budget was $61,000. Wow. Well, anyway, I guess Ed Wood was the genius voice of a generation. I assume it's Elijah Wood's father. Anyway, I don't know. I'm getting to the point where I drink like 3 energy drinks a day. It's really kind of getting to be a pain in the ass. Because, you know, I mean, how would you feel drinking 3 energy drinks a day? You feel like you were in the 1950s or whatever, and you're like, I'll go have a bourbon coffee and then have a smoke. And this is what even healthy people are. I like how they always show like strong men from back in the day, and they're always just like normal ass like regularly sized people. Like there must have been improvements to exercise science to where people were able to look like, you know, John Cena level muscles. Because back then, like, if you were a strong man, you probably weighed like 150 pounds or some shit. Like, I don't know. And also, a lot of wrestlers back in the day are just fat as hell. Like, I don't even understand wrestling because it's just like pretty average looking men. Like Hulk Hogan. I mean, not just like look at Hulk Hogan. I'm going to look up Hulk Hogan. Can we get it put up on the screen, Elijah? Thanks. Yeah, like Hulk Hogan is just like kind of just like an average looking dude. Yeah, like his body is not even like very special. So why did they see that guy and he was like, "Oh, he's going to be our American muscle man."
Damn. I don't know.
They're like, we do like that
'Cause
his
he's got
skin is
Hulk-
always greasy.
Yep. His name is Hulk, so automatically, he's badass.
Yeah, well, was that his first name? He was like,
yeah.
I want
Hulk,
my mustache to look like the Under Armour logo.
Yeah, Hulk is short for Hulkthany.
A Hulkster.
Yep.
Hulkthany. Hulkamaniacs.
All right.
These 24-inch pythons. Like, I'm looking through all of his pictures, and he never really looked like a strong man at all.
Damn.
Like, he's not like a bodybuilder, really.
All right.
He's just got him for his martial arts skills.
Yeah. Indeed. His ability to throw things.
He's like, I'm going to just shave the top of my head.
Yeah. Indeed. All
He
right.
does have that cross necklace, which you'd think would hinder him in combat.
Yep.
Like
right.
someone would grab onto that.
Yep. All right.
In
so
his like chastity belt.
Yep. All right. So I hear ambient sounds coming from the vicinity of Rachel. So
Oh, I'm back. I just wanted to see how long you could talk about Hulk Hogan.
Yes.
to be honest, I mean I'm not really into wrestling like at all. So I mean
Me neither. I do know that it's real though.
Yep. Yep.
These are the greatest martial artists.
Yep. Like the trash man.
The trash man. Yep.
Start eating garbage.
Garbage.
Yep.
I like how all the like bad guys in wrestling are just weirdly racist. Like they're not racists. They are other races.
Yeah, to be honest here. I
But
could
maybe
not
if they
provide
had like
examples,
a modern day heel, it would be like alt-right Dave or something like that. Like the alt-right wrestler. Even though we all know Hulk Hogan is a symbol of nationalism.
Yes.
You know, after he served his tour of duty in Iraq, suplexing Al Qaeda people.
Damn. That's beautiful. Well, anyway. On to film
Glenda or
2.
Glenda.
Yep. Glenn
Wikipedia called it an exploitation film, so I'm sure it's going to be amazing.
Yep. Yep. Glenn or Glenda. Basically, it's June. It's Pride Month, so we might as well.
Oh God.
Might as well watch this beautiful film about. I don't know.
I'm sure this one's aged really well.
Yep, very well. I think it's about trans rights. I'm not 100% sure though.
Yeah.
That's
It's
how you
about
know it's
something.
quality.
Yeah.
Like, you know how the movie Psycho did lots for trans rights?
Yeah, damn. Mamma mia.
I'm just, like, if you watch the ending of the movie, like, the cops are like, you'd have to be a real sick person to want to dress up like a woman. Like, it's horrible. It's
Damn. Damn, that's rude. Frankly. But yeah, Glenn or Glenda. I mean, it was the 50s, so I mean, it's not like people are normally talking about that. But at the same time, it's not like people are really talking about this movie in the 50s. So,
Oh, yeah.
so
Did this guy just make a bunch of films that he's like, ha, I'm sure no one will watch this.
I don't know.
This is just for
I don't know.
me.
I don't know, man. But yeah. So I think I mentioned this before this stream, but like this is like one of David Lynch's like all-time favorite films. And to be perfectly honest, I can see why. It's just like obviously the production value is about the same, but it's not noticeably the same because I mean it's a little more realist than Plan 9 from Outer Space, so there's not like any really awful like special effects or anything.
This came
But,
out
like-
6 years before that.
Yeah. But like it sort of makes up for it by just being I don't know, batshit insane, I guess. Like it's weird.
It's weirder than the zombies
Yes. Trust me.
that were trying to stop us from blowing up the sun, which we did not plan to do.
Yeah, pretty
Eventually, we would have.
Yeah, they were
On
just planning
accident.
ahead.
If there was a way to blow up the sun, we would probably do it
Yeah, that would be
out
badass.
of curiosity.
They
We gotta
could-
see what happens.
Yeah, that would be badass.
No
Pretty
one
cool
run that by
explosion.
Elon Musk. He'll do it.
Yeah.
We'll do it. Yeah,
Oh, snap.
we gotta. We gotta live on the sun. One day we'll be able to live on the sun, and we'll eat fire, and the fire will nourish us.
Damn. That's another random reference that nobody but ourselves get.
That's the future Bernie Sanders wants.
All right. Well, let's start this film. This one also stars Bela Lugosi as a narrator, I think. I'm
How
not
long
sure.
is this one?
This one's about as long as the other one, so it's only a little longer than an hour. So yeah. But yeah, Glenn or Glenda. All right, again, we're gonna go meta by showing a window of YouTube while you're watching this on YouTube. So all right.
Receipt.
All right, let's start this bullshit. It's fantastic. I doubt that. That one I might believe more.
Unbelievable.
It's true. Maybe. Damn.
Daring film of the year.
Sorry for the poor quality of video.
Then
This is
comes
YouTube
the
we're
major
talking about.
surgery, the removal of the man and the formation of the woman. A woman
That's one way
born
of
at the
putting it.
age of 24.
A new life is begun.
The body of the woman within begins to appear now. The world is shocked by a person who changed his sex. Thus,
World
the
shocked by
strange
the headline.
case of Glenn, who was Glenda, one and the same person, not half man, half woman, but nevertheless man and woman in the same body. He dares enter the street dressed in the clothes he so much desires to wear. Glenn is engaged to be married to Barbara. Glenn's problem is a deep one, but he must tell her soon. She's begun to notice things. Soon she will realize. He learned that foreign doctors were doing marvelous work with a sex change. Man to woman, woman to man.
Say, did you read about the guy that had his sex changed to a girl? Says he was perfectly normal, too.
How can a guy be normal and go and do a thing like that to himself?
What about their children, Doctor? Would their children become the same way their father is?
Glenda has made the decision.
If the newspapers had not gotten hold of the story, it would have gone untold, unnoticed as so many others in medical history.
Why is the modern world shocked by this headline? Why?
Do you realize what would happen if every man in the country that wanted to wear women's clothes or felt like a woman went to their doctors and wanted a sex change?
Glenn and all the hundreds of thousands of other
Everyone
Glens across
wants
the
to
nation
do that.
face quite a problem.
Far too common.
I mean, if you use the pronoun he, sizzling, shocking. I mean, yeah, I'm pretty shocked right now. That's another word I could use in regards to this film.
Well, look at that Looney Tunes font.
To be honest.
How they even do fonts like
Is that
this?
just like a trailer at the beginning? Damn. Probably should have watched this YouTube video before I just started it. Alright, now we're good. Tommy Haynes.
Quote. Why is it in quotes?
You forgot to write down his first name. Oh shit.
Blood Shilling.
Oh snap, Scott McCloud.
Ben Winkler. It's what's his face? The Fonz's dad.
Yep. Our boy. Greatest auteur of our
Elijah
time.
Wood.
In the making of this film, which deals with a strange and curious subject, no punches have been pulled, no easy way out has been taken. Many of the smaller parts are portrayed by persons who actually are, in real life, who they portray on the screen. This is a picture of stark realism, taking no sides, but giving you the facts, all the facts, as they are today. You are society, judge ye not. We live in a society. Chris Well's dad.
That's the
Man's
what?
constant groping of things unknown, drawing from the endless reaches of time, brings to light many startling things.
Sure, this makes
Is this
sense in
Dracula?
context. I don't know.
Startling because they seem new, sudden. But most are not new to the signs of the ages.
Yeah, that makes sense. I'm sure this will come into play later in the film.
He's mixing gender chemicals.
My weed.
Gender fluid. When you mix blue and yellow, you get an entirely new color.
Blow. Why do they always have only the top half of a skull? Like, where does the jaw go? It's crazy.
I mean, your jaw isn't attached to it, you know. You gotta like
Just flop it
glue
around
on there in
down
order
there.
for it to stay. Yeah. It's got tendons holding it up, I think.
Well, I got 11 dins.
Oh man.
Why is
Some
he doing
dry ice?
Oh, snap.
Again, this is gender stuff.
Yes.
Has begun.
Is he like God or something? sure this makes sense in context. It's not that funny, dude.
People.
Yes.
All going somewhere. All with their own thoughts, their own ideas. All with their own personalities.
Yep.
Okay.
One is wrong because he does right. And one is right because he does wrong.
Whoa. My thoughts.
Pull the string. Dance
said the
to
line.
that. Which one is created for?
I see Rachel is watching this film in stunned silence.
What?
Oh shit, my next cue card.
A new day is begun.
Shut up. He's got babies in
Oh.
cages.
And you
Just off
like
screen.
Assigned cop at birth. ACAB.
A life is ended.
Damn.
Why is
Don't ask why. Just experience.
yeah? It's already very David Lynch, I guess.
Let me see that note.
What this is.
The records will tell the story. I was put in jail recently. Why? Because I, a man, was caught on the street wearing women's
Killing people.
clothing. This was my fourth arrest for the same act. In life, I must continue wearing them. Therefore, it would only be a matter of time until my next arrest. This is the only way. Let my body rest in death forever in the things I cannot wear in life.
Like, I almost don't want to make fun of that scene because it's actually sad. But, like,
Yeah.
what is up with
Inspector
those
Warren
curtains?
is here to see you, Dr. Alton.
Oh, yes. Show him in, Miss Stevens.
That's not even a real bookshelf. They just painted that shit.
Inspector? Doctor? Sit down.
Thank you. You're a very busy man, Dr. Alton, I know. I
Reading all
appreciate
those
this time
books.
you're giving me.
Business or pleasure, Inspector?
In a way, business. From policeman to inspector. 20 years of it. I guess I've seen everything there is for a policeman to see. Yet I
Including
wonder
aliens
if
that
we
brought
ever
zombies
stop
back.
learning.
Yeah.
Learning about which we see. Trying to learn more about an ounce of prevention.
Well, that was important.
I'm a man who
close-up.
thrives on learning. We only
Man,
have
you
one
listen
life
at it.
to live. We throw that one away. What is there left?
YOLO.
Here, have my
Doctor?
disc.
I'm hoping to learn something from you.
Suppose it's
And with that knowledge, maybe save some
couldn't
human
afford a real ashtray.
from a fate which I just witnessed a few days ago. A 4-time loser. This type of case comes to me as well as yourself many times during the course of 1 month.
The suicide?
The suicide.
Most of us have our idiosyncrasies.
This fellow's was quite pronounced.
I like how the
Yes,
audio
but
cuts out when they
I
switch
wonder if it rated the death warrant it received.
Honestly, that might just be
I
a
don't think
shitty
so.
YouTube video.
Well, that's why I'm here today, Doctor. What do we do about it?
But maybe.
I've always heard you to be a hard-hearted policeman, Inspector.
Elijah, can
Isn't
you
that
talk
what's
about
thought
it? I
of
can't
most
hear you.
policemen?
Oh.
Laws are written. The policeman is hired to see that those
So
laws are
it's hard to
enforced.
hear,
We
Elijah.
have a job to do.
Interesting, Rachel.
All right.
Elijah
Excuse me
told
for
me
a second.
that I just don't listen.
Well, you don't. Neither is Rachel.
As in most jobs, there's always somebody who doesn't want that job to be done.
Can you hear me now?
In factories today, the employer has put up
Right, a little bit.
suggestion boxes.
Every
Even the
time they
employer
complain,
needs
you just turn
advice
them
once in a
sound a
while.
little bit lower.
I think in the case that we're referring to, I need advice.
Because I'm acceding to your complaints.
Happened as it did.
Is that
But
the
it
correct
did.
word? Accede.
Perhaps the next time we can prevent it. Let's get our story straight. You're referring to the suicide of the transvestite? If that's the word you men of medical science use for a man who wears woman's clothing, yes. Yes, in cold, technical language, that's the word. As unfriendly and as vicious as it may sound. However, in actuality, it's not an unfriendly word, nor is it vicious when you know the people to whom it pertains. Would the sex operation do these people any good? I understand you were quite prominent in a case that hit the headlines a few weeks ago. In some cases, yes, others, no. Well, the papers certainly had a field day with that one. Strange as it may seem, even though
Yeah,
it
the
was
world
a
was shocked
field
by it.
day, as you so aptly put it, it's not a new story. Sex change has been performed many times. Those whose sex can be changed, they're the easy ones. But what of those who so desperately want to be of the opposite sex, yet can't change their sex? Such as was the case with Patrick, Patricia, the suicide. I'd like to understand this, Doctor, as best you can tell me. You can only fully understand the sex change by taking two entirely different cases.
By
Two
taking
men
part
with
in it
exactly the
yourself.
same background, from childhood to manhood and on to their own decisions and destinations. I'd like to hear the story to the fullest. Only the infinity of the
too close.
depths of a man's mind can really tell the story.
Damn, that blur was pretty cool.
Damn.
Dr. Martin.
Damn, person who
A
clearly
young
has a lot to
man,
do with the
though
plot.
he is, speaks the words of the All-Wise. No one can really tell the story. Mistakes are made. But there is no mistaking the thoughts in a man's mind.
Yeah, good stuff. Manuel Kant
The
wrote
story
the screenplay for this film.
Is begun.
Yeah, you can get on with it. All right, there you go.
Lightning.
Yep.
Those people walking by were very tolerant, though.
Yeah.
One might say, there, but for the grace of God, go I.
If only I had a chair.
Why is the modern world shocked by this headline? Why?
Shocked that they were shocked.
Once, not so very long ago, the
Very
people of the
tolerant.
world were saying,
Airplanes. Huh. Why, it's against the Creator's will. If the Creator wanted us to fly, He'd have given us wings.
Peter.
We fly.
Peter.
Maybe some of you may still remember an even sillier remark.
Automobiles? Bad. They scare the horses.
Okay, I like those
If the
painted on
Creator
bushes.
had meant for us to roll around the countryside, we'd have been born with wheels.
Silly? Certainly.
Is that his thoughts?
We were not born with wings. We were not born with wheels. But in the modern world of today, it's an accepted fact that we must have them.
Wait,
so
is
we
he
have
comparing
corrected that which
gender
nature
to
has not given
cars?
us.
So far, this is
Strangely
making
enough,
a good
nature
point.
has given us all these things. We just had to learn how to put nature's elements together for our use, that's all. Yet, the world is shocked by a sex change.
If the Creator had wanted us to fly, He'd have given us wings.
If the Creator had meant us to roll around the countryside,
Lois
we'd have been
sounds like
born
a
with
bigot.
wheels.
If the Creator had meant us to be boys, we certainly would have been born boys.
If the Creator had meant us to be born girls, we certainly would have been born girls.
I'm all ears.
Are we sure?
Yeah.
Nature makes
That's some weird
mistakes.
Ingmar
It's
Bergman
proven every
shots.
day. This person is a transvestite, a man who is more comfortable wearing girls' clothes. The term transvestite is the name given by medical science to those persons who wear the clothing of the opposite sex. Many a transvestite actually wishes to be the opposite sex. The title of this can only be labeled Behind Locked Doors. Give this man satin undies, a dress, a sweater, and a skirt, or even the lounging outfit he has on, and he's the happiest individual in the world.
Why do all
He
of
can
these
work
movies
better,
sound like
think
some
better,
weird
he can play better,
anthropologist
and he can be more of a
discussing,
credit
like,
to
some
his
weird,
community
obscure
and his
species?
government because he is happy. These things are his comfort. But why the wig and makeup? He dares to enter the street dressed in the clothes he so much desires to wear, but only if he really appears female. The long hair, the makeup, the clothing, the actual contours of a girl. Most transvestites do not want to change their life, their bodies. Many of them simply want to change the clothing they wear to that is worn by the opposite sex. Glenn is engaged to be married to Barbara, a lovely, intelligent girl.
Those fingernails have got to go.
You know, I didn't realize they're as long as they are.
Yep, cut off
My
your fingers,
goodness, they're
dude.
almost as long as mine. Maybe even prettier. We'll have to paint them sometime just for the fun of it.
We'll trim them.
That's for sure.
You know, honey, you've invited me to dinner so many times in the last couple of months. It's almost like we're married already.
I wish we were, darling. It's been a long year.
For both of us.
But now, my studies are through, college is concluded, and I'm free at last.
Free? For the time being.
Huh? Oh. How about joining me for an after-dinner drink?
The living room?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Modern man is a hard-working human. Throughout the day, his mind and his muscles are busy at building the modern
Damn.
world and its business
Suitcase man.
administration. His
the
clothing
legs
is
of a
rough,
man and the
coarse,
body of a suitcase.
starched, according to the specifications of his accepted job. At home, what does modern man have to look forward to for his body comfort? The things provided for his home, a wool or flannel robe, his feet encased in the same thick, tight-fitting leather that his shoes are made of. These are the things provided for his home comfort.
You know what I never really
It doesn't look so
understood
comfortable,
was
does it?
panty raids.
And get the hat.
Like, are
Better
they
still,
trying
get the
on the
receding
panties that they're
hairline.
stealing?
Men's
Is
hats
that
are
what
so
it's
tight They cut
about?
off the blood flow to the head,
I
thus
don't
cutting
know.
off the
Are
growth
they
of
just
hair.
like smelling them?
7 out of 10 men wear a hat, so the advertisements say. 7
This
out of
one
10 men are
time,
bald.
I went to go get my
But what about
laundry,
the ladies?
and I was folding out my
Yes,
laundry, and I'm in an
modern
apartment
woman is a
complex,
hard-working
and there was a pair of
individual
women's
also,
underwear in
but
my laundry,
When modern woman's day
except
of
they
work
had
is
like
done,
really
that which is
massive
designed
skid
for
marks
her
in the
own
bottom of them.
comfort Is comfort.
Interesting stuff, Graham.
Hats that give no obstruction to the blood flow. Hats that do not crush the hair. Interesting thought, isn't it?
Are you admitting to being an
Just
underwear
for
thief?
comparison, let's go native. Back to
I
the
mean,
animal instinct.
I threw them in the garbage
There,
right away.
Lesser
Oh, snap.
civilized part of the world, it's the male who
I
adorns
don't
the
think that's the kind of thing you
Opportunity
put in the
bigotry.
lost and found.
frills and masks. The true instinct. The animal instinct. Bird and animal life. Is it not so that it's the male who is the fancy one? Could it be that the male was meant to attract the attention of the female?
I like
What's
the
so
very
wrong about
obvious white
that?
woman up to the right.
Where is the animal instinct in modern civilization? Female has the fluff and the finery, as specified by those who design and sell. Little Miss Female, you should feel quite proud of the situation.
That
You,
guy
of
is
course,
tall.
realize that it's predominantly men who design
He's
your
like a foot
clothes,
taller than
your
him.
jewelry,
Yeah.
your makeup, your hairstyling, your perfume.
Why is this sort of framing it as
But
if like
life,
men dress
even
in
though its
women's
changes
clothing
are
because
slow,
men clothing is
moves
comfortable?
on.
Like
There's no law
these
against wearing
pants
such
have
apparel on the street,
pockets
as long
that
as
are
it can
too
be
big.
distinguished that man is man and woman is woman. But what is it that would happen were this individual to appear this way on the street? You're doing it now. laughing. Yet,
really.
it's not a situation to be laughed
Well,
at.
I mean, honestly, like, it's pretty
Thus,
cool.
the strange
It's
case
like
of Glenn,
the
who
guy was
Glenda,
arrested,
one and the same person.
like,
Not
it's
half man,
illegal.
half woman,
Where's
but
the show me the
nevertheless,
law
man
that
and
says
woman
it's
in the
illegal
same
to wear
body,
women's clothing
even
on the
though by
street?
all outward appearances, Glenn is fully and completely a
Maybe
man.
back then, I don't know.
I cannot hear you, Elijah, but I'm going to assume it was funny.
I also cannot hear Elijah, but I will laugh as if I did.
Damn. All right.
See, I heard that, so whatever you're doing there.
You
Said,
want to
yeah, all
borrow
right.
your sister's dress? What for? I want to wear it to the Halloween party. There are names for boys who go around wearing girls' clothes.
Oh, don't be silly, darling. You go ahead and wear your sister's dress, Glenn. You always did look much better as a girl than you do as a man.
Oh,
Glenn
nice.
did wear the
Supportive
dress
parents.
to the Halloween party.
That's so
He even
mean.
took first prize. Then one day it wasn't Halloween any longer.
Halloween could be any day. if you want.
Halloween.
Yep.
Yes. After several days, it stopped being Halloween. Oh no.
Oh, snap. She's having a stroke.
I wish I had the sight into such things to be able to advise you, Sheila. Maybe if you took the problem to a doctor.
It's Glenn that needs the doctor.
Weird foldable cups.
But when things like this go wrong
Technology has
with
gotten
someone
so much better.
and in your own family, it's so hard to believe.
It's not really hard to believe. It's just hard for you to accept.
Well, of course it's hard for me to accept. Suppose
Damn.
I were to
Showing
come
her.
home with Roy or one of my other boyfriends some night and find Glenn like I did last night.
Yeah. That would be hard to explain.
Nah,
That's the
not really.
understatement of the year. Just how does one go about introducing your friends to your brother when brother's wearing your best sweater and your skirt and makeup to boot?
I don't know. I'd say they look pretty good, to be honest.
As long as you're both wearing different outfits. It'd be
Yeah, you
awkward
can't
if you're
match.
wearing the same thing.
Glenn is not a homosexual. Glenn is a transvestite.
Oh,
but he is
glad we
not
cleared
a
that up.
homosexual. Transvestism is the term given by medical science to those persons who desperately wish to wear the clothing of the opposite sex, yet whose sex life in all instances remains quite normal. Would you be surprised to know that this rough,
Normal,
tough individual was wearing pink satin undies under his rough exterior clothing?
Sounds
He
comfortable.
is. Then there is your friend the milkman,
Good for him, I guess.
who knows how to find comfort at home.
Superior court
I
as opposed
can't
to the
stand
inferior
it any
court.
longer. He wears all my
Yeah.
clothes. Nothing is sacred to him, even my briefs.
Man, Lois.
He has every
So
one
this
of
is
my
illegal?
sweaters stretched out of
I
shape.
don't know.
Of course, he has always replaced
Doing
them.
it out in the
but
court
then
of the featureless
they didn't
void.
last long either.
She's suing him?
But Your Honor, ruffles on his shirts and shorts. Really?
Glenn
Wants to
and
look like a
all the
pirate.
hundreds of
Why did that-
thousands of
that
other
lady
Glens
sounded
across
turned
the
on, to be
nation
honest.
face quite a problem. Glenn is engaged to be married to Barbara, a lovely, intelligent girl. The problem,
I'll take your word for it.
Glenda.
She said
Glenn's
that
other
like
self.
5 times now.
The girl that he himself is.
She
his
graduated
other
from college.
individual personality.
You look tired tonight, Glenn.
Yeah, I guess I am. It's been a long day.
Have you seen the paper yet?
No, why?
It's headlines. A man had his sex changed to a woman. Isn't that a strange case? I wonder how some people's mind works.
Well, some people aren't happy the way they are.
I suppose so, but to change one's sex, that's a pretty drastic step to take.
If it's the only way, I'm for it.
I wonder what I would do in a case like that, if I were in the mental turmoil that person went through. Or if I suddenly realize
The,
that something
the
was handled
acting
wrong with
just
you.
sucks. so bad.
Here we are.
They say all. It's like they say all their syllables in the same
Lead a
rhythm.
normal life together. And there's this poor fellow who never
It's-
could have been happy if it wasn't for modern medical science. Our fourth term in psychology explains a lot of the facts. But
Fourth
I'm
term.
afraid the end of study is only the beginning of reality.
Glenn's problem is a deep one, but
I did hear something like the Nazis burned a bunch of the papers that were around in Germany about transgender people. Do you know anything about that? Like what those were called?
soon she will realize.
Yeah. I heard they destroyed a bunch of them. They didn't like that.
I like how you just bring up something and then nobody knows what you're talking about, so it just instantly dies right then and there.
What?
What?
I bring up something that I know nothing about and ask you guys for information to fill in.
Why don't you tell me?
It's nothing.
Once, long ago, just after we started going steady together, we promised we'd never lie to each other. Are we gonna start now, just because we're engaged to be married?
It's just that... Oh, Barbara, it's nothing that little sleep won't cure. It's been an
That was a
awful
pretty
long day.
sick smoke ring right there.
It's more than that. Come on, tell me, darling. Who knows? Maybe I can help.
It's just it, you could.
Then something is troubling you.
Yes.
He needs to borrow her clothes.
You have a right to know. But let's just say for the moment that I'm afraid to tell you. I'm afraid I'd lose you.
Nothing could be as bad as all that. I love you, and you love me. And nothing in the world can change that.
I hope not. I really hope not.
Glenn, is it another woman?
You could say that.
Buffaloes?
Symbolism.
What does it symbolize?
It's a symbol.
A story must be told.
He's got an axe.
He's not had the nerve to tell her, but he must
For
soon come
chopping
to some
off
conclusion or forget
penises.
the marriage. Should he tell Barbara of his Glenda now, before the wedding, or hit her between the eyes with it after, when it might be too late for either of them?
No, wait till she can't leave you.
Yeah.
Damn.
The world is a strange place to live in. All those cars, all going somewhere.
Yeah, cars are pretty strange.
Carrying humans.
He doesn't have enough room to switch lanes.
Just trying
Do you see that?
The world is shocked by a person who changed his sex. Glenda is shocked also.
They didn't have turn signals back then.
Someone like
I think.
her had the nerve to do something factual
hands
about
out.
their situation.
Lop their hands
There's
off
so many
when they hit
problems
like
for
a
Glenn
sign
and
or
all
something.
the other Glens. Perhaps the fear of discovery of the underthings they wear beneath their regular outer clothing.
I like how they keep showing this
that which
exact
they
same
wear
scene.
during their nightly visit to Morpheus.
He wishes he was a mannequin.
There's only so many variations of people walking on a sidewalk that you
enjoy
can
it
shoot.
very much. If you want to return it, be sure that you bring the sales slip. Thank you. Can I help you, sir?
Yeah. Let me see a 90.
Oh, well, what size?
12.
The color, the material?
Black? I'm very sure.
Just a minute.
Sounds hot.
Well, we have this here. Would you like that? Something like this? Has lace?
Perhaps he admires the material too long.
You can see how sheer the material really is.
Yes.
You see, it's all pure nylon and only $21.95. And of course, it will
That's a
never
steal.
snag.
Nylon is the premium material back then.
But Glenn and Glenda and all the Glens and Glendas have an even bigger problem.
Wow, amazing set design.
The pole.
Yep.
That's kind of romantic.
The homosexual, it is true, at
Pushes
times
him away.
does adopt the clothing or the makeup of a woman to lure members of his own sex.
Oh,
But
snap.
this is not so for the transvestite. The transvestite is not interested in those of their own sex. The clothing is not worn to attract the attention of their own sex, but to eliminate themselves from being a member of that sex.
It's just like this
Joe.
movie's
How
just
you
like
doing?
trans rights,
Monday
yeah,
again.
but
You know, I
gay
think
rights,
Monday is about
no.
the worst day of the week. A perfectly
Seriously,
wonderful
like,
weekend,
you can be a
and
woman as long as
back to
like
the
you don't try and
sweatshops.
like get with
Too
men.
bad he was
That's
born to
that's
work.
not cool.
Say, did you read about the guy that had his sex changed to a girl? Says he was perfectly normal, too.
How can a guy be normal and go and do a thing like that to himself?
All the same, it must take a lot of guts to pull a stunt like
Is that supposed to represent a penis?
Maybe it's a
Yep,
problem
it's
we
just
should
going
all
in the
face.
hole.
I don't get
See,
Just think
phallic
of the unhappy
imagery.
life. The miserable
deep,
time this world
clearly
of ours
intentional.
must have given that poor guy.
This is the gender factory.
Now, here's a guy who wanted to be a girl. Supposing there had been no way to change his sex.
You sound as if you're really head up on this thing.
I guess I am.
Do you realize what would happen
I like
if
how
every
it's
man in the
edited
country
as
that
if
wanted
like
to
the
wear women's
machines are
clothes
talking
or
to
felt
each
like
other.
a woman went to their doctors and wanted a sex change?
Of course. That's why I say perhaps
Blowing
society
log.
should be a little
It kind
bit
of is
more
like when you really have to poop and the poop
Society
almost
should try
comes
to
out and then you
understand
suck it back in, kind of.
Wow,
Another
thanks,
day
Graham.
gone. Thank
And then you end up accidentally mixing your underwear with mine.
Yeah.
Yep.
So long, Joe. Until tomorrow.
Yeah, all
Wait,
this
who's
some
Joe? When did Joe come in?
Joe Mama.
Oh!
Oh,
Hi, Johnny. Come on.
oh
It's his
man, that's
mother.
a setup like 70 years in the making.
I predicted Lil Nas.
Probably will because I've already eaten.
No, Lil Nas X. Damn, look at that decoration in the background. Yeah, my curtains are just a
What's up?
bunch of loose
Nothing
leaf
much.
paper taped together.
Say, you really look down in the dumps. I guess I got a
Damn,
problem.
the oven has a little window. Circular window. That's cool.
Why do they have
The oven is
like
also
it's a
part
restaurant?
washing machine, from what I can tell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Problem after
It's like,
another.
why is it
I want to
like?
get married. You
Why do they have
a
like a
problem.
table like it's a restaurant in there?
Yeah, they just have
When did
half
this
a
all
diner
come about?
booth, and that's what they chill with.
For nearly a year, I've been engaged to a very wonderful
Why
girl.
do they call it an oven when
Now the
you
time
oven the
getting
hot
close to the man
food,
with the
cold
book.
food out, eat
death.
hot food?
You love her?
Yo, why John so
Very
thick?
much. Does she love you? Yes. There's no problem. Marry the girl. Are you forgetting about my other self? You'll have to tell her, of course. Yeah. I have to tell her. But when? Before?
Sooner would probably be better.
Or after?
Snap. He's
I
strong.
think you know the answer to that one yourself. My mind's in a muddle. Like in a thick fog. I can't make
I
sense
like
to
his
myself sometimes.
chin dimple.
Yeah. Like I'm
I thought I
99%
could stop
sure
wearing
that that
these
dude
things.
is like
I
Ed
tried,
Wood
honestly, I
himself.
tried.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. As long as being
I
a
haven't
talented
had
director,
stitch
he's a
of them on
talented
for nearly
actor.
2 weeks until tonight. Then I couldn't
Didn't they
stand
say
it
they were
anymore.
using trans actors or
I had
whatever?
to put the moniker out of
I mean,
my
I think
mind.
I think Ed Wood was known for like cross-dressing a lot.
I'm afraid I'll
Oh,
lose her.
interesting.
Yeah.
So then, how is it an exploitation film? I guess because it's sort of framed like, oh, it's scary, spooky.
Yeah,
Here's a
pretty much.
story from fact.
Johnny tells his story. He had not too long ago been married
I mean,
himself.
honestly,
He had kept quiet
I have
about
more
his
of a problem with
transvestite
this dude
desires
because
in the
he's
hopes
just
that the
he's
new
like,
wife would never
what even
discover
is that clothing?
However, one day,
It's
Why is
growing
he-
hair.
one came home unexpectedly an hour.
Dressed like an ostrich.
I love his Doflamingo cosplay. That joke really hit for like a certain amount of
That
people.
marriage ended here. will your problem be like mine?
Oh, it's divorce court.
Most
Oh,
probably
it's
it will.
Superior Court. Dumbass.
Because a love hasn't been built up for such a thing. She, your wife, she will not have been taught enough about the problems to cope with it.
Teacher.
Glenda must now make her decision. Or forever forget the marriage to Barbara. Glenda should consult a competent psychiatrist, but then very few transvestites wish to change their strange desires. This is their life. To take it away from them might do as great a harm as taking away an arm or a leg.
Keeps
or
referring to him
life
as
itself.
Glenda.
Many even carry their
Because it feels
transvestite desires to the grave with them.
Whoops, I dead named him.
Yes, it is a problem. But Glenda, remember back almost a year ago when Glenn and Barbara accepted each other?
Eating at each other's face.
I've never even met somebody that was named Glenda.
I guess it is.
It's an old people name, I think.
Yeah.
That can't be real.
Yep.
Never mind.
You don't see very many people named Lolita. That's weird.
Mamma mia.
You don't see very many people named Adolf. That's unusual.
Seaman Hitler.
Seaman Hitler.
When?
I must finish college first. It's only 7 months to go.
Well, now, that's hardly long enough for you to get a trousseau together.
How would you know about such things?
Just hold on to the shot a little bit longer. Oop, camera's still running. How do I turn this thing off? Okay.
What's the matter?
Huh?
All of a sudden, you seem 1,000 miles
You know,
off.
Glenn wears the pants in the relationship.
That's a mighty pretty dress you're wearing tonight.
I wear my best to please you.
You know, when you look at me, you just tie me in knots.
I love to tie you a knot.
Sounds hard.
Oh, I'll be so happy when these next few months are over.
Some special reason?
Of course. So you can stop kissing me goodbye at the door every night.
Yes.
Wow.
So you can hold me close to you always.
Yes.
Then all you'll have to do is call and close your eyes to feel my lips on yours.
You gotta tell her. What happened?
Beware.
God
Beware. Beware of the big green dragon that sits on your doorstep. He eats little boys.
The what?
Bobby Ducktail.
What?
Big fat snail.
Please forgive him. He's having a bad trip.
They actually just gave the narrator acid and they're like, go for it, dude. They just
He doesn't-
recorded that for this.
He doesn't even know a movie he's narrating.
Pretty much.
They just keep shouting words at him and hoping that he gets kind of close.
Yeah. The Void. It's a regular show reference. And he's just a torso.
Yep.
Oh,
Walking
we
on a
hate women
ramp.
with their arms like that. She's a zombie.
Oops, didn't align my camera correctly. Oh, there you go. Good thing we aligned that correctly. Ah, shit. Not again. I swear, like, all these kisses look like the worst kisses in the universe. I'm a migraine. Now that's a pose right there. Wow, this is intense. This is filmmaking at its artistic peak.
What? Tree fell on her? The indoor tree?
Yep. Giant slingshot.
What?
Yep, because when you're a woman, you can't lift things. Right, Rachel?
That's exactly correct. If you're a man in women's clothing, you also lose the ability to lift things.
Damn. So I take it he told her or something? Did I miss it?
I don't know what you missed, Graham.
I think maybe he decided to just not dress as
Hey.
a woman anymore.
Hey, that's my homie.
It's freaking... Who is that?
That has to be Satan. Satan got invited to their wedding.
What for?
He's the best man, obviously.
Yep. Uh-oh. What does Satan possibly have to gain from this?
This was a very trans-positive movie until about the acid trip. And now I'm not really sure what's going on.
Do you eat, little boy? Puppy duck tails and big fat snails?
What?
Yes. Oh shit, Dale Cooper. Did kind of look
Oh,
like
it's
Dale
the
Cooper.
Antichrist.
We live in a dream. I feel like this is more reefer madness kind of a thing.
Yeah, this is more effective anti-drug movie than Reefer Madness.
What?
Kinky. Now we're just getting straight into just weird kink shit.
She's really into the whip shit.
Oh, is that a nip slip? Oh, she's calling the narrator.
Yeah. Bill Lugosi, he likes to watch.
There aren't many movies where the narrator gets to have sex.
Yeah, this is one of the few narrator sex scenes.
Greatest scenes in cinema.
I can't tell if this is erotic or just very disturbing.
I think it was meant as the former, but it just ends up being the latter.
What does it mean?
What does any of it mean?
I don't know. It's more of a vibe, you know.
Yes. Very David Lynch. This kind of reminds me of the music that's at the beginning of Mulholland Drive, where there's people randomly dancing in the blue screen. What's going on?
It's my yeah. Like just weird bondage bullshit. Like I don't know. This film has like transcended meaning at this point.
This is actually the end of the movie, like they're gonna show a naked lady and then they're gonna be like, yeah, you get it, right?
It all makes sense now.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah, it's not so much about a literal meaning as much as it sort of delivers an emotional response. Like right now, this is really activating my fight or flight response, you know? Oh shit, they're doing a tango. Like, 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 yeah, this is not even like subjectively like softcore shit. This is like objectively, like this dude was like, yeah, I'm horny right now. Screw literal plot. I'm doing whatever, bro. But yeah, they're really going at it on the soundtrack, to be honest.
Elijah, have you seen this before?
Yeah. Yeah, I watched it. All the traumatic memories are coming back.
I think we all learned a lesson about tolerance.
This scene just goes on forever and ever, bro. This is like the soundtrack. They like didn't record enough music, so they're just like, let's skip to the next track now.
We're actually just gonna watch this woman take a nap for the next 40 minutes.
Pretty much.
Who fucking gives a shit how long a scene is?
The narrative's like, alright, I'm interested.
I think he's been interested
I'll
for the
allow
last
it
10 minutes or so.
For now. Oh no.
Like, I don't even know anymore at this point.
I can't tell if she's enjoying this or trying to get him off her.
Like, I don't understand anything.
The point is, I guess, that there are worse things your husband could be than a crossdresser?
Yes, let's go with that.
This entire movie is just trying to tell us how erotic women's underwear is. For both
Truly.
genders.
To be honest. Hey, maybe we're done. Oh, never mind. Like seriously, this is totally some like Black Lodge bullshit right here. Like, yeah, that's just, yeah, man. I'm the ghost of Christmas past. Oh, there's President Future. And I don't know what that is.
Somebody?
Yep.
Who's that? Uh-oh.
Oh, snap. Oh, man, it's my homie again.
Looks kind of like the music video to Black Snow.
I'm gonna poke you to death.
They're pointing at me.
Mamma mia. They were just also blown away by his awesome fashion sense that they just, decided to shove off.
Lettuce.
Yep.
You guys know all about that from tutoring people, right?
I guess.
Yeah.
The Vampira lady in Plan 9 from Outer Space did that sort of pose a lot with the hands in front of the hands in front of them. Oh snap!
Oh no!
Really hate it when my girlfriend's Satan. Oops. I think she might have a bigger secret than he does.
They rotated my couch. Can't have shit in Detroit.
It's like, I already fell for this one once.
Couldn't decide which set of clothes she should wear, so they were just like all.
All the matching
They're
outfits.
wearing the same outfit.
snap.
Awkward.
Have to go all the way home and change now. That's so funny. Oh snap, the erotic stuff's still going on, whoops. Oh snap, too many
Doing that
hands.
hand thing.
I hate when people do that.
Yeah, what's so funny? Oh man, they're laughing at the
So,
audience. How does
the
it feel to
gay
be the
guy-
movie now?
The gay guy from before who tried to sleep with him is now laughing at him.
I don't know.
Like, or is the straight guy from before? Because like they were talking about gay men, but then
Wait a second. So those aren't horns, that's just his hair? That's wild.
That sits on your doorstep. He eats little boys, puppy dog tails, and big fat snails. Beware, take care. Beware.
Damn. Oops. Forgot to reorient my couch.
can't have shit in Detroit.
Glenda has made the decision.
All right. He did?
Glenn has decided to tell Barbara of his dual personality. To tell her of the nighties and negligees, the sweaters and skirts, the robes and dresses, the
Oh, okay.
stockings and the high-heeled shoes, the wig and the makeup. All that goes to make Glenn into Glenda. He tells Barbara he cannot cheat her of the knowledge that she, as his fiancée, should possess.
Yep. It's all thanks to this acid I found on the side of the road.
Hurriedly at first, then slowly as he becomes more technical. His hands move to caress the smooth material of her Angora sweater, which he has so long and so desperately wanted to put on his own body. He tells of this to her, and she looks to the sweater and to his hand. Then, when it is all over and that much of the story he knows is told, Barbara is not sure of her own thoughts.
That's about it, darling. I wanted to tell you for a long, long time, but just couldn't bring myself to do it. I've been too much afraid of losing you.
Oh, the migraines again.
This is the second time this has happened.
Oh, she fell asleep. Damn it, we're filming here, bro.
walked in on a Zoom meeting. Oops. What?
Wow. Sure that means something. Damn, I had this really strange dream while I was taking a nap. There's this like dude who's like God, and then you walked in, but he like disappeared you.
But maybe together we can work it out.
Wow.
It was
Happy
beautiful.
ending.
Love triumphs over all. That's still going.
That was not an ending I expected.
Is that the end of the story?
Get him his
Not
own
quite. I'll get back to it in a
version of
minute.
that.
Oh, it's
Glenn's
not done.
case is really the lesser advanced type cases. The second case is an extremely advanced one.
Oh
However,
yeah, we
I'll
had
get to
two
that in a
stories we
moment.
needed to tell.
First, you must realize that the world over has its own particular problem. Each case must be handled individually according to the person, his past life, and his problem.
Did this Glenn have any homosexual tendencies?
Absolutely not. It's very seldom that a true transvestite does.
And he isn't a hermaphrodite?
No more than he's a pseudo-hermaphrodite. Glenn's case was entirely of his mind, brought on by the environment of his early youth.
Pseudo-hermaphrodite?
What about their children, Doctor? Would their children become the same way their father is?
No. Transvestism is not hereditary.
Well, what makes these men want to wear girls' clothes?
Many things. But as I've
They
said
look
before, it usually starts in early childhood from one cause or another. Technically,
I always
each case
feel that
has
I
the
have
same
too many
beginning,
pockets.
just a different set of circumstances.
Are any of them actually cured?
Oh, yes, many, many of them. Once the source of supply is found, it can be stopped. Unless the patient
Source of
refuses
supply.
to cut off that source of supply.
Gender
And
cartel.
the way I get it, this Glenn and the character he created, much as an author creates a character in a book,
Yeah,
was
we got a whole bunch of estrogen.
to take the place of the love he never received in his early youth through lack of it from his parents. The character
Did they
was
have
created and
HRT back then?
and lives the life the author designs for him to live, and dies only when the author wants him to die.
Correct. Except that for the character Glenda to die, the elements must be right. But to enlighten you a little further, there's the second story, that of an extremely advanced case. Let's call this person Alan. And Alan had a mother who
Advanced
went
case of the genders.
Advanced case. Stage 7 transgender.
Alan did not enter the competitive sports that the other boys at the school did.
Oh snap, I remember that
However,
stock
he was an
footage.
extremely studious boy and always
We're
had
playing
above-average marks
throw
in the
ball
subjects.
and run around.
Girls' sports he always was interested
Calvin
in,
ball.
but he was rejected by the girls and also rejected by the boys. It
Yes, I
seems
see
he
that.
belonged to neither of them. After school, Alan would go home to find the mother who had always wanted a girl and the father who didn't care one way or the other. He enjoyed doing the woman's work around the house.
Was Ellen also good to have an acid dream in this, or just Glenda?
I think it was just Glenn. I don't remember.
Then came the fateful year of 1941.
Going up, go
Alan
Air
was
Force.
drafted. He was accepted. In the Army, he successfully passed his vigorous training. Did not like it, but then there were the weekends for his particular diversions. On his weekend passes, he would go to the nearest town where he had a suitcase checked in a public locker.
Yep.
In the suitcase, he had the things he loved to wear, that which made his body appear to be what his mind believed it was. Then the day of embarkation came. But wherever Alan went, the suitcase was sure to go.
If your ass doesn't want to die in the war, they'll totally kick you out of the army for that. So it seems like kind of a win-win.
Spent most of the budget on missiles in this film too.
You heard it, folks. Many of our soldiers at D-Day were transgender.
Damn, I love war now.
Yep.
Damn. Why is this movie just gone all Saving Private Ryan anyways?
Saving Private Rienda. I assume that's the
Rienda.
female version of Ryan.
I don't think that's a name, bro. Just saying sounds.
Then, as quickly as it had begun, the war was over. Alan came home. Alan had learned all the terms directed at men like himself, but no one had found out his aversion. He was honorably discharged from the service at the end of the war. He'd received the Silver Star and the Bronze Star for gallantry in action.
Oh, yeah.
While he was in an army hospital recuperating from a wound he had received in New Guinea, he learned a very interesting fact. He learned that foreign doctors were doing marvelous work with a sex change, man to woman, woman to man. Shortly after his separation from service, Alan came to me for advice. There followed many long sessions with my clinical reports and the reports of eminent doctors. It had been found that Alan was really a
This is
pseudo-hermaphrodite.
posters of the human body in his
Hermaphrodite is one who has the
in case he
organs
forgets.
of both the male and female in plain sight. A pseudo-hermaphrodite is one who has one perfectly formed organ of either sex and one imperfectly formed one that's difficult to detect. Alan was of the latter.
Huh. Now I know.
The more you know.
Alan was then given his choice. That which nature had given him was a mistake. It was up to us to correct that mistake one way or the other. Alan had to decide whether he wanted to become a man or she wanted to become a woman. Both were completely possible. Small-boned, fair of complexion, his hair thin like a woman's, his body slim, hips slightly girlish. It was easy to see his
Why is
decision.
this dude just suddenly getting
Along with
horny
the
all of a
fact that he
sudden?
had been brought up from early childhood to believe that a woman was the thing to be. Alan decided to become a woman. This, after all the help I could give him, was only the beginning. During the following 2 years, he was to go through the tortures of the damned. But never was there a whimper from him, because he knew that at the end of it all,
Is he still
he would
calling
at
him a
last
him?
be that which he had always dreamed.
Damn.
Hundreds of hormone shots were injected into various parts of his body. Alan's face was worked on with plastic
In
surgery
various
to
parts of
smooth
his
out the
body,
female
like he's
elements.
just
Long,
sticking pins
tedious
wherever.
hours of work. The big day, or the starting of many big days, for it was to take many. The series of operations are performed slowly and at intervals to prevent any unnecessary shock to the nervous system.
Why did
Still, the
It's weird. For a
hormone
second there, I
shots
thought that
continue.
glove was like
Day
part of his
after day,
hand.
week after week, month after month. And even then, when the operation is over,
Give him his daily dose of heroin.
the shots must continue as
Her
long as
daily
Alan
dose
lives.
of heroin? I'm not sure at this point.
First, the breasts are brought out. The body of the woman within begins to appear now.
Pass me your breast. Thank you. Second breast. Thank you. Third breast.
Whoops. Too many breasts, too many breasts.
One day.
Next time.
Too many cooks.
Yeah.
The gender bag.
Why is this lady just busting out a billion of these stupid surgical implements? Oop, lost it within.
He just like takes his penis and just tosses it into the garbage over his shoulder. Don't need that.
Well, I guess you could save it for somebody who wants a penis.
Yep. Lost my penis in a car accident.
Hmm?
Get a penis transplant.
Penis transplant. I mean, that's real, isn't it?
I don't know, maybe.
I wonder if I can get a second one.
Oh wait, so Bela Lugosi, he's not just like God, he's like the god of gender or something.
Yep.
All makes sense now.
That's a gender skeleton. The ghost of genders past, present, and future.
But in time, Alan is Anne, a very happy, lovely young lady that modern medicine and science has created almost as a Frankenstein monster. The newspapers heard of it and hit the story with their usual fullness.
Yeah, that weird shawl around her head. That's not like a bandage, that's just a fashion
to so
statement.
many others in medical history. The sex change has been performed hundreds of times. However, right here
From
in
an
this particular
unrelated
sex
injury.
switch, it's not the end. Acting the woman and being the woman are two entirely different things. Alan had all his life acted the part of the woman. Now he is that woman and must learn how it's done. Anne must learn how to do her own hair, how to make the correct styling for her facial contours. The proper walk must be adopted. A lady is a lady, whatever the case may be. Continuing my own psychiatric treatment, it was my duty now to explain to Anne the duty of a woman in her sex life.
Smoke cigarettes during your therapy session.
Yep, it's very healthy.
Little about a woman's.
Trying to quit, doctor.
Anne loved every minute of it.
Trying to quit not smoking.
Indeed meant to be a woman, and now that the sex change had been completed, Anne was a very happy woman, and a woman who was eager to learn, and now was accepted by society. A woman born at the age of 24, in a world that for 24 years she had seen as a man, but a woman who now would, and was properly instructed in how to accept, a woman's world. Thus, this case, which has a happy ending, is due entirely to the corrections made by medical science. I've had several such cases. In fact, in my 20 years of practice, I've been prominent in 7. However, my colleagues have had hundreds.
Then you believe that the Glenn of the first story should have the sex change?
In Glenn's case, no indeed. Glenn would never be happy with a sex change.
The Alan of your story ended happy?
I'll tell it to you exactly as I told it to them. Shortly after Glenn told Barbara of his love
I
for
always like how
girls'
these
clothing,
folks
he
just
started
like keep
treatments
on
with
like
me.
accidentally
On the last
like
treatment,
dead
both
naming
he
and
Barbara
misgendering
came
these
to me.
days.
I told him the same story of Alan, Anne, as I've told it to you, Inspector. Anne was a
Oh, tell it again.
pseudo-hermaphrodite. Even though one of the sexes was imperfect, she had the organs and the characteristics of both the male and female. Glenn's case is an entirely different type of case. Remember I said, no matter what the case, it's a different thing. A new problem to be looked into, then solved. A new challenge to the psychoanalysis. Glenn's body holds only one sex, that of the male. In all our talks, I've learned these pertinent facts. Glenn's father had no love for his son. His father wanted Glenn to be a football hero or a baseball player so that he could brag to his cronies down at the corner saloon as his cronies bragged to him about their own sons. Thus, the ruse of Glenn's
What did he...
fictitious character. He invented it when
Gotta
he could find
pour
no
this
love from his
liquid into
mother
my
and no
water.
love from his father. His mother had hated her own father. Glenn reminded her of her father. Therefore, she gave all her affection, love, and attention to her daughter. Glenn then decided also to become a daughter. Glenn, you can kill this fictitious character of yours anytime you wish. For your
That doesn't
happy
sound
ending,
like a
it's
good
the
idea.
only way.
Then you
Damn.
think I can kill this second character by transferring her qualities to Barbara?
Exactly. But as the author and his character, the elements must be right. It's
Transferring
up to you,
souls.
Barbara.
Dude.
You must take the place, give the
You
love,
must
and
That's the
have
fucking
accept
plot
the
of
that Glenda has
Oedipus
always
Rex.
accepted. If you love each other as you now believe you do, well, it'll be a hard job, but you'll enjoy doing the job.
Should I let him continue to wear girls' clothing? Or should I put my foot down?
If you put your foot down, you'd only go behind closed doors. Love is the only answer. Glenda must be transferred.
You're saying it when he's right there.
Glenn never gets over wearing girls' clothing.
Would it matter to you very much?
I love Glenn.
Aw.
I'll do everything I can to make him happy.
Aw. Finest love story of our generation. Brings a tear to my eye.
Dang, they really got him pegged, huh?
Mamma mia. Wait, was that like a wedding? This is like just a wedding where it's just them two. Nobody
They're leaving
showed up.
therapy.
Time passes.
Well, you
I don't know what's
also
going
just
on.
happily
joyfully
married life in
therapy.
remembrance of the psychiatric treatments.
Don't have to please everyone.
Understanding, Glenda begins to disappear forever from Glenn. Glenn has found his mother, his little sister, his wife, and his Glenda all in one lovely package.
That's
Thus, Glenn's case.
I think you need to unpack that a little bit.
Therefore, two
I
entirely
feel like
different
that
cases
part's
handled
the
in two
weird
entirely
part.
different ways have a happy ending.
Like you can still wear,
Those two.
you know, satin
But one of the
panties.
hundreds of other less fortunate Glens.
It's more comfortable.
It's more comfortable. Except wipe first.
Damn.
The big book of gender.
Yep. Read my Ben Shapiro. I don't know.
Yes.
Oh, he agrees with me.
What of the others? Less fortunate Glens. The world over.
Yeah. What of it? Snap Glenn or Glenda too.
Book is just a list of all of those.
Yep.
Why does the narrator only have like 5 teeth?
I don't know, man. Symbolism. Cars. Cars represent gender. Daniel Davis. But yeah. So yeah, that was it is Glenn or Glenda. A very incoherent film.
That was pretty good.
Yeah.
I feel like it would have completely made sense if they hadn't just put that weird sex scene in the middle.
Yeah,
I
like
agree.
the weird acid trip.
That's yeah.
But without it,
seems like how David Lynch films work as well.
yeah, it's definitely very weirdly Lynchy in some sort of way. Except with Lynch, it's kind of purposeful, whereas with this, I have no idea.
I don't know what it's supposed to be, but it's cool.
It's something.
It's interesting.
It's a movie.
Yep.
Indeed. Rachel, what are your thoughts on it?
I'm not 100% sure what I just watched, but I guess you could say it was in fact a movie.
Yep. True facts.
Like, I feel like weed was illegal specifically because they were showing really strange stuff on TV. And if you smoked weed, you'd like
flip out.
I don't know. It would blow your mind.
Yep.
It would also maybe
don't want these
make you want to
plebeians.
try on women's clothing.
Don't want these plebeians to open their third eyes.
Yep. We want them to stay numbed.
Yep.
We don't want them to open up their third gender. Taco Bell recognizes fourth meal, but won't recognize fourth gender. The almighty dollar, folks.
Yes. But yeah.
Anyway.
All right. So that was Ed Wood Films. Suddenly thinking of not uploading this because that was just made me uncomfortable. But it was a beautiful experience, everybody.
Did we really get canceled?
I don't know. I mean, yeah. I mean,
Dang.
I don't know. Who knows? If you're hearing this message, then that means that we've uploaded it. So yeah. Oh snap. But yeah, we'll see. I mean, I don't know. Silence. What are your guys' thoughts? Should I upload this bullshit?
Why not?
I don't know. If you're hesitant about it,
I
was feeling.
I don't really care. But yeah, it's something. It is a movie. But yeah. But yeah, Edwin. We'll get back to our usual programming. Sans Rachel.
Legend of Zelda.
Guest star. Yep.
Sans Undertale.
Yep. Yep, stands for Without Undertale.
Yep.
Yep. But yeah, say bye, Rachel.
Bye.
But
now we make a loud screeching noise at the end.
Yeah, you gotta do it too, Rachel. Am I the only one doing this here? Damn it.